Welcome to another chapter of our D&D campaign where we're playing through Curse of Strahd. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
So monotone.
I think what he realizes he's like,
We're really excited.
he's like, I'm ready to go, and then he realizes I don't know anything I'm supposed to say right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna do a rundown for what you missed in here in just a second. But first, check out below us all the people that we work with. But especially 1985 Games, who are providing the map assets that we're going to be using during the campaign. You might see some of them tonight. Wednesday, we're playing a game that is going to be on Kickstarter. It's called Dragons versus Unicorns, or Unicorns versus Dragons, or something like that. But it is going to be on Kickstarter tomorrow. And as soon as I'm gonna get a link to you as soon as I can. I forgot to tell Steven that we have to set something up in order to get the link. But I'll tell him as soon as we're done, and then we'll get that link to you all.
G said he asked for a line, like in a play.
Well, that would be helpful. But yes, Wednesday we're playing Dragons versus Unicorns, which is a brand new game. It's going to be on Kickstarter. Plus, we might get a little bit of a kickback if you buy the game through our link. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't buy it until you have our link. But it's going to be a real cheap game. I think it's going to be like $17.75 or something before shipping.
1776.
No, $17.75.
You're sure?
New York City.
So that's what's happening on Wednesday, and then Friday we're playing Haunted Mansion, which is so much fun. But tonight, D&D, Curse of Strahd, Chapter 4.
Derek, what's on your shirt?
This is a Beadle and Grimm shirt. This is the Waterdeep Dragon Heist
Did
shirt.
you have when we went to like Gen Con like 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Correct. It is not stolen.
Oh wait, yeah, that's the one you stole.
It's specifically not stolen, but found. It's a very comfortable shirt. Okay, so yes, Chapter 4. Previously.
Wait, before you do that real quick. I want to go through these real quick. So a bunch of people come in real quick. Beer Thralls, thank you for the raid. Ariel, thank you for the resub. Curlius, thank you for the resub. Curlius, thank you for the 100 bits. Shakir? Sharku, thank you for the prime. And we got a hot trade.
I train. While I'm thinking about it, don't forget you can use donations and biddies. There's going to be a little thing scrolling through. You can use your donations and your bits to give dice to people. So when you make a biddy donation or a cash donation, make sure to put into chat who it's for, so that we know who's going to get these dice that you're paying for. You can give them to me. You can give them to a player, or you can just put them in a general
Don't give them to Derek.
that we can all use.
Don't give him a Derek.
Excuse you, I still have one left over from the first session. I'm being stingy. But yes, bits and donos you can help us with. So a summary, a catch up. If you missed the first 3 chapters of our Curse of Strahd campaign, you missed a bit, but easy to jump in. Our players, our 4 adventurers, got dropped into Barovia by the Vishtani and Madame Eva. They were directed to the Village of Barovia, where they got the feel of what Barovia is all about, which is mostly at this point sadness and rain. They went to a bar. They paid for rooms that they've yet to use. They met with a priest that they declothed and murdered his son. They laid the son to rest. I'm not being mean this time.
Not all the way.
You said murdered.
Is that not what you did?
No.
We put him out of his misery.
We euthanized.
He was not miserable.
We protected ourselves.
He was chained to a pole.
He had tried to attack us.
There was a man who was a vampire spawn who is now dead. However you want to say it, that's what happened. After they ran the priest out of his church, they went and they found
Donovich.
Donovich was the priest.
Donovich was the
Donovich was a priest.
smart.
Ismark Koyanovich and his sister Irina Koyana at their home, the Burgomaster's mansion, where their father had passed, but they haven't been able to take him from the home to be put to rest. Oh, and I forgot, they met with the Dreadlord Strahd von Zorovich at a pub. He welcomed them to Barovia.
More like threatened.
And after, hanging out with Ismark and Dorina and having dinner and like chats and stuff, they spent the night. And then in the morning, they were transporting Polyan and Dirovich's body from the family home.
We got it on the cart.
It was on the cart.
We got it on the cart, but we didn't
From the
really-
home onto a cart where they were beset upon by a scary lady and some werewolves. After a very extended battle, we went pretty late last time, where they put him down, and nothing else happened. So we're picking up basically immediately. It is morning times. It is a little misty, a little muddy, a little bloody. And that's where we're starting this evening. I will leave it to you all.
I feel like Anna and I are very short today.
I know. I'm like,
We're small. We're small.
we're small people.
There we go. We're less small now.
We take up more of the screen.
Yes.
I leave it to you all.
I need to get my bowl out of one of the walls.
I'm looting the body.
We need to loot bodies.
That was
Well-
the first thing. I have loot the body.
I have get my bowl
Sure.
from the wall.
There are
I'm gonna collapse down by the wheel of the wagon for a
I
bit.
can't help you.
Wait,
there
hold on. I
are
think I need to as well.
4 wolf corpses that have been pretty mutilated. There are 2 larger bodies who, now that you are looking at them, have gone from a very hairy, scary werewolf form now to a sort of in between. Here's a dead guy who is a little hairy form. And there is one woman who is laying in the muck next to the carriage.
That's the one I want to loot first.
Yeah, the scary lady who threatened us.
I didn't get her name.
No, we did not.
Didn't get her name.
She wouldn't tell us. We tried.
My computer was being an asshole. Give me just a second
You're okay.
to pull some of this stuff up and then grab.
Oh yeah, it's still September.
It is technically still September for a week. Yeah, you want to loot the body.
Mm-hmm.
Do the damn thing. Roll an investigation check for me, Wes.
Okay. Get it, Gary. Investigation. Ooh, 16. I was in a place where I couldn't do a Gary voice, so it might take me a minute to like.
You were in a place where you couldn't do a Gary voice.
I don't think the people would have appreciated it where I was. So
I just thought you were always like in a position to just like throw it out.
bit the Gary. Sometimes I do, but I tried not to. I tried to be as professional as possible.
We don't know her.
Yeah.
We don't know her.
Sorry, what'd you get?
16.
16. As you are going through the body,
I didn't have dinner.
oh, I wish you would have said something. I could have got you Taco Bell. Uh, 16, you start looting through her body. The first thing that you notice is when you start putting hands on her, you notice that she's starting to turn to ash. So the more you jostle her, the more she just starts to fall apart.
Fun.
Like Thanos just snapped his fingers.
I just say it like
She
that.
makes searching pretty easy though.
Yeah. Poke.
Go away and leave what you need to, and you just go away.
As you go through, she doesn't have a whole lot on her. Probably, I'll tell you what she does have. You find a small velvety pouch that has a single coin inside.
I get a thing. I like his brain.
In the pouch, there's also 5 gold pieces and 3 silver pieces.
Oh, I'm rich.
She's got a couple pretty gaudy rings. Different stones, different types of metal. And
5 gold, 3 silver, right?
yes, she also has, that in terms of like searching pockets and stuff, that's about all you find.
Okay.
She's got like thick, if you can imagine medieval Eastern European garb on. It's like
Yeah.
thick material, high collar. She's got a high lace collar on the jacket that is almost empty at this point. But through all of the fighting and stuff, it got pretty wet and muddy.
So like leather, thick wool, or thicker cotton.
Yeah. But other than that, she doesn't have a whole lot that you find with a 16.
While they're looking at the bodies, can I go up to one of the no longer werewolf people?
Mm-hmm.
I know you said before that we were aware of stories in the past, like when we were talking about like, would we know anything about like this kind of stuff?
The
Sure.
lore.
Can I try to see if I can do any type of like nature check or something to see if I recognize any aspects of what we're dealing with when it comes to the werewolf type stuff?
Sure. You can do nature or medicine.
I'm gonna do nature. Is medicine a check?
Yes,
Yes.
it's above nature.
They're an
I
alphabet.
literally-
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
We.
a dirty 20.
Hey.
Dirty 20. What did you nature or medicine?
Nature.
Nature. The one body that you pick that you start putting hands on, it still has sharper teeth, hair. As you touch it, as you do a nature check, you notice that as you touch it, some of that fur does fall away. There's not a whole lot to gleam other than you have a now confirmed account that this was a man who could very much turn into a wolf. Very powerful. Even looking at the body post death, post transformation, very sharp claws, very thick musculature. The features, the hands, the joints all seem to be expanded, extended.
I guess so. Kind of a meta question, but just what I'm trying to figure out is how much I know about this.
Mhm.
At this point, between the lore of what we knew from before and me checking out now physically seeing one,
Mhm.
would I kind of understand what, like, the general idea of lycanthropy? Would I kind of understand that yet, or?
With a nature check, even with a dirty 20, there is a level of sort of dirty 20. It's sort of a dark magic, like an unknown arcana, like without studying magical diseases, you don't know how it happens. There's no evidence of like what's going on with this guy, but you know from stories and now from seeing up close that you can confirm that most of what you have heard is probably true. Outside of like, this is a fairy tale. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
There are
we-
fairy tale elements to stories,
Yeah.
and now you've actually seen that this shit's real.
So we definitely know the term werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay. And that we can confirm this is.
You know as a cleric,
Yeah.
he knows as a druid that lycanthropy has different forms. Like it's not like there are other were creatures,
Yeah.
but they're just neither of you have ever seen anything like it.
Front. Yeah.
But you've heard about it, and now you can confirm that shit's scary.
Yee.
Final question: with us confirming it, would we now understand, based on the stories and legends we've heard, would we know how it spreads?
I don't think you know, but I think that you can make inferences based on your knowledge. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Is that based on what you already know, you have confirmed most of it.
Okay.
And while you don't you wouldn't be able to give a TED talk or something about
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
You're making
Well,
inferences.
It's
Yeah.
just I know that our friend was bit,
Sure.
Yes.
and so I'm
That's
just
what I was
trying to
just
see.
about to get to.
I don't want to metagame it, but I'm trying to find out how much would I know about it to be able to actually. Is that
Sure.
something that Thatch would be like? We should probably think about this because he's a
You
scarecrow.
can make that inference at
He's a
this point.
smart dude.
Okay. That was what I wanted to do.
He's not a dude, he's a scarecrow.
I wanted to check up on.
We did say even
uh,
for a scarecrow,
Ismark
Oh,
and
even though
Arena.
he's a scarecrow.
I
Sorry,
crossed
what?
out of that.
I wanted to check up on our.
So Ismark and Arena, Ismark and Arena are near the cart, where the battle ended. Arena got pretty fucked up by the wolves. But as you walk over to them, you can see that Arena has her hands on her brother,
Yeah.
and there's a light glow as she's putting hands on his chest, and it looks like she is healing him up a bit.
I can't get it.
This one is it's over there.
Baked.
But this is
I just
Baked
wanted
chef.
to
Yeah, this
check
is
up
not-
on them, check on them.
Oh, is that not?
No,
Make
you
it
scroll
video.
down.
Just walk up to them.
Sure.
I'm panting a little bit, a little bit of blood coming out of my
Sure.
out of my mouth.
I think-
I'm at 7 hit points.
I think
Blood.
everybody's like that. Irina is very bloody.
Yeah.
She's got her clothes are all scratched up. She's got some blood coming from her face. Ismark has a bunch of gashes and stuff all over him. The top of his shirt is sort of like just completely ripped away, like his clavicle and shoulder are exposed. And that's where her hands are, and that's where the majority of Ismark's blood was. They both are sweaty. They're both fucked up. I mean, everybody's fucked up.
I know.
Mental health check-in.
Not good.
Didn't think so.
not good.
Side note,
It's fun.
can we all agree that this is Elrond? Not Strahd.
Did you?
Yee.
Alright, continue.
The symbol is interesting.
Do you show this to all of us?
Oh yeah. I
mean,
show everybody.
you're all doing your own thing.
Also, can I
I'm not-
collect my javelins and my axes?
Can I get my bolt?
Well, a javelin
Your
and
bolt.
my 2 axes.
Crossbow bolt?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Gonna roll to see if it survived.
You can get your crossbow bolt out of the body of the werewolf that was up, or I don't remember who you shot.
It was the wolf.
You got it back.
It was the wolf.
There's a wolf on the roof.
Yay!
Because I had 3 javelins, I threw 1, and then I had my 2 hand axes.
You threw 2
and I
javelins.
threw.
Skibbity boop bop.
One missed, and one went through her neck. You can easily collect the one that missed. It went over the top of the house, and it clanged over in the mud at the bottom. The one that is in her neck, you cannot. It's fucked up. It's
What about my
busted.
throwing axes?
Oh yeah, you can get those. That's not a problem.
I think we rest for a moment before we try to go bury the body.
Yeah. You basically died for a bit.
Yeah,
Damage
you
Jake?
okay?
I have 7 hit points left.
So what you did, 14 damage?
I have
I got-
7 out of 21 then.
I still got mending.
It's alright.
Mending to you, buddy.
I'm good. I'm good.
You sure?
Yep, I'll be good.
You positive?
Yeah, I have good dice.
Are you
Everybody,
super sure?
I'll be good.
everybody's
I'll be
okay.
good. I have-
Staring at your hit points
I have
right
more
now.
spell slots than you, anyways.
Everybody's alive.
Everybody,
I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling great.
good for you, Gary. Proud of you.
Blame him, not me.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Proud of you, Gary.
I'm.
Normally, I'm good with dogs.
Oh well,
Don't
yeah.
know what happened.
Hold on a minute.
I got
Yeah.
one.
I-
Yeah. Trying to do that one.
Uh,
By the time we get there.
okay, just meta question. Can we take a short rest?
Sure.
And use some hit dice to heal everyone
Do you
up?
guys want to go back in the house?
I feel like that is the DM saying you should probably go back in the house.
I'm not trying to help you all at all. I'm asking a question. It's muddy as fuck out here. You can sit in the mud if you want. There's a house.
There is a house right there.
Yeah.
Mr. Mark, are you okay if we maybe take a short rest for a minute to
we're
gather our
going-
strength?
If we're going back in the house, we take the body with us.
Yes. Don't
Uh-huh.
want to leave him out in the rain.
Or where somebody.
Ismark nods his head, and you can see you were doing a check-in. Arena is crying. She's
Yeah.
actively crying, but she also stands him up and walks him back in the house.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm just gonna put my hand on her shoulder and
Sure.
we all just like comfortingly
Sure.
just walk in. I'm like, okay, everybody
Gary,
can
will you
sit.
help me get this body back inside?
Yep.
We're gonna also, as we go in, take the body with us. We're not leaving it on the
That's fine. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. It's a body. You get it there. There's
in the
no.
box.
It's a box.
Yeah. If you all want to use hit dice or whatever.
I imagine how that goes is you get in the cart and push it, and I just do this number underneath of it because I feel like at that point I would be at your like regular carrying. So
Yeah.
5:15.
Oh my god, I hit die. It's a D8.
If you were down hit points,
Okay.
you can use hit dice. Should be up up there, and you're gonna roll. I believe it's a D10 for a warlock. I'm not
I
100%
think it's a
sure.
D8. I
D8?
believe. If you hit short rest up at the top, there's like a little fire thing. Up, no,
yeah, she did. She
Okay.
hit it.
it'll say right there. what the-
1d8.
plus whatever your
You have
modifier
3 of
is.
them.
Yeah, you should have 3 hit dice. If you want to
Yes.
use them, you can. You get half of them back during a long rest. So whatever you use are gonna be gone if you
Hello?
were to take another short rest.
Yeah, well,
Ding, 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 just-
That's a
I used
D10.
all my hit die, but I'm back to full.
you want the one that looks like a diamond.
Right?
So I got 7 hit points. So, yep. And then press that D8 plus 1. Let's see. Oh, 8 plus 2. That's clear all. Press take a short rest. So your relevant abilities and 8 back.
What are we trying to do?
Just 8?
That's not it's 2d8 plus 2. So you have a 4 plus 1, which is 5. You rolled a 3 plus 1, so you need to add 1 more. So put 1
Only
in there and then just put. Yep.
It should be a
Put me up to
12.
18.
Down
you
to
get 12.
7.
Okay.
And I've got a 4 plus a 1.
Yeah, and
I rolled low, luckily, so I'm actually back.
All right. It's up to you guys at this point, whatever you all want to do. You spend 10-15 minutes sort of cleaning off and regathering yourselves. Is there anything you want to do during that time?
At least we have some sense of what we're up against.
don't like it.
Very differently tomorrow.
Ismark and Arena are in the kitchen. She is trying to tend to his wounds. And she runs out at one point, goes into his room and grabs a different shirt, and takes it back into him before they both come out. And Ismark says, "Well, that was something else. Do we want to perhaps get going now? I don't know what else we're doing with the day, but if if we can,
Very much like to go ahead and have the funeral.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Ismark?
well, that definitely wasn't easy, but easier to have more capable people assisting than just me and my father have done previously. Ingrid is a thorn in the side of Barovia, and now she is gone. So you did a service.
Was that the lady? Yeah.
Oh yes, Ingrid Vikov was one of Strahd's more trusted allies, one of his enforcers that visits from time to time to make sure that nothing is going on that Strahd does not know about.
Can I use my magic awareness? Says, as an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which magic it belongs to.
Sure. You looking at the coin?
Mm-hmm.
It is magical.
Mm-hmm.
It
Do I know what kind of magic?
has whatever kind of magic. Fuck off. This is literally the one thing about D&D that I'm never ever gonna remember.
I'm not good at it either. I don't know what they mean. So.
Like there's a song. I even saw a TikTok with a fucking song.
Oh.
This is what all the things are. And it still
I saw
didn't
it
stick
too.
at all.
I saw that too.
It's like, I know necromancy.
Necromancy, transmutation,
Illusion.
illusion.
Inspiration.
No, when you abuse
I'm not on D&D TikTok.
When you what?
I'm on
when
like
you do
fandom
something with
TikTok
something,
and like
there's
baby TikTok.
enchantment.
Enchantment. That's what I was thinking.
Well, I don't have very many left, but I wasn't expecting it to do that. It just scared me.
What?
Popping my nails off. Leave me alone.
Hi, Sonny.
Just tell me what kind of magic it is.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh, I never started the music.
We're using tabletop audio now for our music situation because it's just a playlist that's going to keep going and then just like repeat, and so I don't have to worry about it, and there's not going to be any like weird screams that I wasn't prepared for.
Good. Good.
So it's not going to scare us.
So also let me know how loud the music is. If it's too loud, too quiet, and I can adjust it on my end.
Aha! It is divination magic.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
Like Professor
That sucks.
Trelawney?
That sucks, because Megan knows. Gary absolutely doesn't.
Oh yeah, sure.
Does anybody know what, I would know the school. Does anybody know, like, things that would go with, like, divination magic? Like,
Can you turn it down on our side?
honk honk. Anybody have any ideas?
I can take a look at it and try.
Well, I can do this thing where I, like, know where the stuff is, like the magic stuff, and I can see it, and it tells me what kind it is, but I've never really, like, looked into what the actual things are. But it's divination, but I don't know what it does. But I don't feel like it's a good thing, now that I know that she's an enforcer. But I believe it off of Ingrid.
Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I discern What kind of divination?
Okay. How are you gonna do that?
That's a good question. Got it really hard.
You can roll an Arcana check.
Is there any way that I can help her because I also have the ability, including detect magic, prepared? But detect magic gives me the same information that she gets.
Mhm.
You said it was divination?
Divination.
Let's take a look at the
Taylor
spells.
has an idea, but I don't know if Willow.
Oh,
would
Megan has a
Oh,
very good idea.
no, yeah,
of
we
what
totally
that thing
know.
does.
Okay.
But Gary does not.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to discern
Anna,
with
Anna
Willow.
more Eris knows it. So we're just going as we're going along for the
Okay, let me get my D20 here.
You know what? You can have an inspiration for not metagaming. Here at Board Game House, we reward above the table behavior.
I accept.
I don't know it.
Yeah,
That means-
What is your Arcana?
my Arcana is.
You can have advantage if he's helping.
Mine's a +3.
You can just have a D20
Your
that has
Arcana's
to
+3?
decide.
Yeah.
My Arcana is +0.
Mine's
you wanna-
mine's plus.
Do you want to take a look at it?
I will do it.
I will assist you.
You have advantage.
No. Yeah.
Void Hero, we did not, with this group, we didn't play Death House. I reworked a version of Death House, and we called it Memento Mori that we played a couple months ago. That was like very loosely based on Death House as
was
sort of
very
a
light.
lead-in.
19.
19 Arcana.
Yeah.
Did you roll with advantage because they were helping you?
Did.
Okay. 19 Arcana. It is, in fact, divination magic. With an Arcana check, you're not going to learn much more than that. So now you are all very aware and have double-checked that it is, in fact, divination magic.
Okay.
But we don't know what it does.
No, we don't.
You would need an identify spell to tell you specifically what is going on with a magic item.
I don't know if it's anything of Strahd's or hers. I have a bad feeling about it all.
I do too. I don't know.
But I don't know. It could come useful.
I keep it. Maybe
Mhm.
he will think she's still alive.
Or he knows that she's already dead.
It's true.
Or undead,
Or-
as the case may be.
That
Maybe
can help us get into places.
I was
because
thinking
it's
the
like
same
you
thing,
know,
'cause
like
maybe
you
it's
know,
like-
some people like wear rings or something,
Yeah.
like a signet ring. We show the crown, and that's like our invitation into wherever. You know,
Maybe.
like
I
the
had that
key to
thought
a
too.
door.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I had only had that was just kind of a guess that it was going to be magical.
Well, what a good guess.
Well, I will put it. I don't know what to do with it. I'll keep it with me. If anything happens to it, and it hurts somebody, I'd rather it be with me.
Okay. Well, if you feel anything strange coming from it, let us know.
Like a Horcrux.
Put it. Put it back in that little small velvet pouch.
This is what the velvet pouch looks like. But this is mine.
This is mine.
You cannot laugh.
Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and make our way towards the cemetery?
Sure.
We can get your father buried.
Sure. Ismark is ready to go. He makes sure that everything on the cart is fastened and everything, and he starts to push that guy. It's not as we found out last time. Ismark and Arena, they don't have any draft horses or anything. This cart was basically unused, and it's just like a little push cart, like a little
Wheelbarrow.
like no, it's not. It's
Big
bigger than a wheelbarrow. Yeah, it's like one of those tuck accessories that they put on the back of a bike.
Sure.
That's what it is.
Hold on. Sorry, give me just a second.
And Ismark just starts driving that guy up the road.
Does he seem to be struggling with it a little bit?
No, he's got it.
Remember, I have in here muscles for days.
I don't know about all that. He's not the Rock. So it is the map. I found this. So this is the Burgomaster's mansion.
Yep.
And you all make your way up the street, past Mad Mary's, past the general store into the town square, past the pub, all the way back up here to the church. The church looks the same as it did when you all left it last. Holes in the roof. The roof is sinking. The front doors are open, just like you all left them. And Ismark looks to you, and he says, "Would it be better to do it in the church, or should we just go ahead and dig a hole in the back?"
Either way, it's well, for the ceremony, all I need is to touch the body. So it can be, if you would prefer to have it done in the church and then we move it outside, then that can be certainly more traditional. But if you would rather we run it outside and have it all done outside, then we can, if that is also an option.
You go inside, you could also check on Donovich.
If he's here.
Hey, we still
If
don't
you
know
do
where
that.
Donovich went.
He just kind of ran away naked. Not naked, but you know my type. Naked for a priest.
Arena goes up the front steps and she goes into the church. She's not in there very long before she comes out and says, "Maybe we shouldn't do it in here. Maybe let's just do it outside. It's so wreck in there."
It's a little bit creepy. Yeah.
Did you find the body?
Was
No.
the priest in there? Oh,
No. Oh,
Was the
okay.
priest in there?
No, it's empty inside.
Okay. well, Let's
I
go
gotta
around.
just show you all what the what the church looks like, because I got this out this time.
Yay!
This is a bit big for the camera, but I'll hold it up here.
That's what I pictured it
Yeah,
looking like.
So there's the
That's
church
not what I did.
and the rooms and stuff. Everything's all fucked. All the pews, not all the pews, but they were
We
like
repaired a couple.
broke. They were broken and mildewed and everything. You got the 4 rooms there. You all put the body.
In the
In the
last
nicer
one
room.
on the left.
Yeah, last
Yeah,
That's exactly where I thought it was
Uh-huh.
gonna be.
Yep.
This is the room that had the
The Danny and
the downstairs. This is the downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Wonderful. Wunderbar. Perfect. Yes.
Thanks, Beadle and Grimm.
Yes, well then let's walk around back to the cemetery and pick a spot.
And Ismark starts to pull the cart around the back. It's a tall wrought iron fence around the graveyard in the back. There is a gate off to the right side of the church that is open, just like all the other gates that have been broken.
Yeah.
Or I mean, just let go. But you all get back there, and it is a sprawling graveyard. There are headstones, there are statuettes, there are those ones that just rest in the ground. And it doesn't take very long. Pretty close to the back of the actual church, there's actually a hole already dug.
oh, sick.
There's no headstone or anything, but it is, 6 by 6.
Yeah.
And it looks prepared, and that's where Ismark starts to head.
Just going to I guess walk back just a little second and I'll look over at Gary. Say, can you maybe check the bedroom? Sure. Where we put him in and see if he's still there. And he hasn't turned to.
That's a good plan.
Because if not, then I would also like to give him his last rites.
I can do that.
And Donovan's just
Oh.
sick.
Will you come with me?
Sure.
We're not by ourselves, and
Sure.
we'll bring him out. If he's still
Just cover him with a sheet. If you do. Okay. Okay, then I'll help Ismark
Sure.
prepare the body, and then
They have done a pretty decent job.
Okay, cool.
The coffin that they put together with furniture, it's pretty solid. It looks like it'll fit in the hole, and Ismark pulls it off himself.
okay. Well, I guess while they're preparing and putting the body put the body into the hole, I'll take a ritual cast of ceremony.
Okay.
The casting time's 1 hour.
Yes, you could do that.
I will just start
Yeah.
on that and you know
the-
saying funeral rites.
Part of
and-
the casting of ceremony is getting the body prepared and the whole situation together. So
Okay.
this whole thing is going to be part of your casting.
Okay.
You two go back inside to the bedroom. There is the body of Doru still under the sheets that where you all left it.
Just carry him out with that sheep over him.
Oh, that's weird.
You start to pick up the body, and it basically weighs nothing. It is surprising how little it weighs, and when you do, Gary, as you put it over your shoulder, it feel like without looking at it, it feels like skin and bone. Like you can feel like there's not. When you carried him up there, it was a young man's body. As you're in the sheet, putting it over your shoulder, it's bony. So something has happened to this body in the overnight hours. But you carry it back there, no problem.
Before we do that.
Okay.
When I realize that, I would like to remove the sheet and see what's going on.
As you pull the sheet down off of Doru's face, it fully emaciated. Like all of the moisture, everything, all of the extra bits except for like the skin and the bones has fallen away from this young man. It's like the scene at the end of Last Crusade where that guy just fully, but like halfway through, but like yeah, it's not a pretty sight.
No.
But super pale, like bruising all over the place, but you can like see the bones under the skin.
Do I notice any markings on him?
No. Is there anything special that you would like to do as part of your casting of ceremony?
These clerics are very much about community. Willow is very connected to people. So I know something that she would want to do is constantly be in touch with one. Hand on the back, holding one hand.
Sure.
Hand on the forehead, or brushing hair away from the face, helping gently, like a mother would.
Sure. Both Ismark and Arena are trepidatious is the word that I'm gonna use. I don't think that it fully like explains what they're how they're helping.
Yeah.
They are very eager to lay their father to rest.
Of course.
But they are also trying to let you.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like either of them are very spiritual. So
Yeah.
they're trying to take your lead but also like
Yeah. I'm
assisting.
not treating this, I guess, as very like super religious.
Sure.
I want to.
It's a non-denominational burial.
Yeah.
Religious is the wrong word. Sacramental.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I know that they're not hyper religious, so I'm trying to
As part of it,
accommodate that.
right? As
By
part
not
of it,
being super preachy.
Ismark. Ismark does open. He does open the coffin back up.
Yeah.
And he lays the the long sword that he was using. He sits it on his father's chest, and this is the first time that any of you are seeing Koyon and Dirovich.
Yeah.
Big guy, very round face, very thick hair. From the movie Anastasia,
Yes.
the friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
That is this.
Agreed.
yeah,
Okay.
Koyon and Dirovich.
Okay.
And
I love
he,
love it too.
from what you were told, from what Ismark told you, he passed in his sleep.
Yeah.
He has a very happy demeanor, even in death, even after sitting in their living room for a week. He's still got a smile. He's still got as rosy as cheeks can be for being dead. And Ismark lays the sword, whispers something to the body, and Irina comes by, and she puts both of her hands on her father's cheeks as she's crying before Ismark closes the lid.
Cheats.
He's cheese.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
This is a funeral.
It's their father.
She's saying about her father.
And
Want to see cheese?
and as you finish up everything that you're doing, which I mean, it's not even what you're doing to cast ceremony isn't. It's not a speech. It's not anything verbal. It's just helping them lay their father to rest.
Yeah.
And as Ismark closes the lid, Irina looks down and she puts both of her hands on her chest, and she says, "With each sunset comes a new dawn." And Ismark does one of these, and then just raises two fingers, and then they both look at you, smiling, and they say thank you, and Ismark sort of looks to Gary for help to drop this guy, drop this coffin down into this hole.
Okay. I will, just before he does, because I have to touch the body at some point, I will have,
Sure.
like, maybe blessed him on the forehead or something
Sure.
before they shut the coffin. And I'll look to the sibling. Your father cannot be touched by evil forces. He will be resting.
Irina says, "That is surprisingly a relief. Thank you. I honestly believe that might be more than Donovich could have done. So I appreciate you."
Of course. So the next 7 days, he can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell.
Fantastic. Good to know.
Not bring him back. Poor little
No undead, papa.
Poor sibling.
Probably write that down.
Next 7 days, he cannot become undead.
Let's get this ish done. 7 days then.
Yeah, but
We gotta wait, kids.
We've got a week to get away from these places.
yes, we got a week to get.
If you come back after we're gone,
Yes, yeah. We don't know the guy, so.
Hopefully everybody will be dead and nobody will be doing any more necromantic bullshit. But that might be hoping a bit too much.
7 days, yeah, it was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as the coffin is in the ground, Ismark picks up a shovel that was resting against the church and does start putting some dirt back on top.
Yep.
He covers it, but he doesn't fill the whole thing up. It seems that after this was done, it appears that Ismark, a weight was lifted off him.
Yeah.
He seems much more eager to leave.
To just get out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll leave this up to you. How do you all want to proceed?
Oh, I'd like to bury Donafish's son as well.
Dig another hole.
Mark his grave if we can, at least to give some respect to Dog Bitch.
Stick.
Right with you all?
It's fine by me. I can get started on digging a hole.
I'll help as well, because it's taking another hour.
I will probably
You're
need
gonna
help.
cast ceremony again.
It's ritual, so it doesn't cost a spell slot.
I will need help getting out of the hole.
Okay, I'll help you.
As you go and pick up a shovel, Ismark helps. It doesn't take very long before you have. It's not, but you could toss a body in there. It takes about another hour.
Yeah, so before you bury him in, I'll touch his forehead, ask for the gods above to watch over as his soul is passing into the beyond, and then do the thing. He cannot become undead for the next 7 days.
As you start finishing your ritual, and as you do have your physical contact with Doru's body, unlike with Polyan, there is, as you touch him, I think only you notice this. Out of his mouth comes a red mist, and when you finish casting the spell, the body just turns to ash.
It's released. Also had a feeling since
Out of the hole.
also went. So okay, and then we'll cover him up and
Okay.
shall we then?
Let us go.
Well, at this point, I would say that you all are in charge. So we will follow wherever you will go to get my sister to safety.
Of course.
The city with the walls.
Yeah.
Balaki.
Lucky.
How far of a travel is that?
It is to the west.
It will take us the rest of the day to get there, but we should be able to get there in a day.
How are the roads between here? Relatively decent?
You know, there aren't a whole lot of people who are taking care of the roads.
I mean, if we wanted to take the cart with us, could we?
Oh yes, I think when you came in, you saw the state of the roads. It's pretty much the same all across Barovia.
Dirt.
So travel time, you're talking us walking at normal pace, like our normal like 30 feet movement.
9.5, 10
Um,
hours. Without stopping, 9.5, 10 hours. And right now, you all got up pretty much when the sun came up, so it's probably 9:30, 10 o'clock.
As we get back to the cart, as people are like tying things down, getting ready,
Sure.
I'm just gonna tell everyone to get into the cart, and then I'm gonna turn myself into a warhorse.
So again, it's not a very big cart. I would say 8 people
Sure.
could ride in the cart.
Good to ride in the warhorse's back. Warhorse is a pretty big beast.
Yeah, I'm just so. You now are 6.
Yes.
5 if Thatch is a warhorse. So I would say
And one of them is
Well,
Gary.
because one of them
one of
is
them is
very
Gary.
small.
I'm small.
uh,
Yeah, she's small. The rest of us are
If-
well.
Normal size.
You
So-
don't know how much you weigh.
Ismark,
That's my stuff in.
I
not a
was
lot.
about to say it.
Ismark
Got a rock
is a big guy.
Mm.
I mean, not a big guy.
He's a beefcake.
Muscles for
Yeah,
days.
okay, but okay, whatever. Ismark could ride Thatch. He is very trepidatious about it. When presented with the opportunity, it's like, you were talking to me 2 seconds ago.
Now
It's a
you're
little
yours.
demeaning for me to just roll up bareback.
Scarecrow horse.
on a burlap horse. It's he'll do it, but he's like, it's real awkward to see Ismark get up on this thing because it looks like he's trying his best not to touch you. But like sitting on a horse, how do you not do that? I will say that no one's gonna get tired from walking. You're not gonna go much faster like this than if you were walking.
Right.
Because of how weighed down the cart is with 4 people, and you've got Ismark on you.
I can't sit with Ismark.
I can't sit with
You
it.
could if you wanted to, but the weight distribution is the same.
Well,
That's an RP thing.
If there's not much of an advantage to do that, then I don't think that I would do. I thought that it would actually get us there
So
much quicker as my.
it's not going to get you there quicker. Ismark isn't going to be exhausted when you get there from pulling the fucking cart. That's the advantage, is that nobody has to pull the cart, so nobody's going to be tired.
Well, I can only. What?
It's like some of us will just walk. I mean, if you want to, some of us can take turns sitting, if we want to sit. But
Well, if it's a 9-hour trip, I'm not going to do it the whole time anyways. So.
You'll be able to do it for some of it though.
Yeah, but that's not going to really help a whole lot because I can only be in wild shape for an hour at a time.
Oh.
So, yeah, for 2 of the hours.
With that, logistically, with that, you gather that it's probably not going to be very beneficial.
Then I.
Okay.
Then scratch that.
guess we'll just have to walk the way then.
All right.
That's
As you all are walking west out of the village of Barovia, in the morning times, I am rolling some dice. Actually, someone want to volunteer to roll some dice for me? Sure.
I want to do it.
Roll a d12 and a d8, and then just add them together.
D12 and a D8. I'm not find a D12.
Or maybe I should do this.
2.
D12 and D8. 5.
5. As you all are walking around, I'll move these.
Picture rail again.
I'm gonna move. So there's his marking arena. You all can see.
Yeah.
As you all are walking, it takes about an hour before you get back to the large tree that the ropes were hanging from. As you just as a reminder, as you're walking out of here, to your right is a very thick, tall forest that, as soon as you leave the village of Barovia, obscures your view of Castle Ravenloft that sort of just rests over the entire village. And as you are walking through here, you turn a corner to see the tree, and you can all see as you turn the corner that there is a body hanging from the tree. And as you get closer, you all recognize the body.
It's Donovich.
Donovich is hanging from the same noose that Thatch saw.
He hung himself.
And as you get even closer, you see that Donovich's clothes are torn and bloody. And there is a couple of crows sort of sitting on his shoulders,
Great.
having lunch.
Yum. It looks like you found his son.
One way to put it.
Still terrible.
But he's not suffering anymore. You know, he was a little bit, but He's now at peace, right? You're the religious person. He's at peace now, right?
He was a troubled soul, Heather.
No?
It's terrible.
Uh-oh.
Ismark continues pulling the cart past the tree, not stopping unless you all want to. But you come to a fork, the fork that you all came to as well. You know that to the right, down into the forest, will take you back down to the Vishtani camp where you started your adventure. To the left, starts to curl up the mountains that exist on the southern part of this. And Ismark does stop at this point. He says, well, how do we want to go? Down past the Vishtani and the river, or up the mountain?
They go to the same place?
They do, yes, eventually end up in the same place.
The longer
Well,
The longer route would be the mountain.
the hill.
they are about the same.
Okay.
I will say that the Vishtani don't take well to visitors. And going through the woods also opens us up to maybe a few more mishaps. Whereas the mountains, you can basically see in front of you, you can see behind you, you can see to either side, because either side is either cliffside or death. So
Will you be alright pulling that up there?
I think it should be okay. Again, either way, the mountain goes up and the other road goes down and then goes up. It's up to you. I'll go wherever.
Mountain.
Be everything.
I agree. We'd have a better visual of everything.
I really don't feel like killing any more dogs. So
Gary?
I think I have a strong feeling it's going to be 6 one way, half a dozen the other. So, I think it's going to be dangerous no matter what way we take.
oh yeah.
True.
The Vishtani is who brought us here.
Yes.
That is true.
But if they're saying the Vishtani is not welcoming, would rather.
Well, it's not like we're going to the Vishtani, we're going through the Vishtani.
Would it be the same Vishtani that we met earlier? Or is it like
Mm.
one whole group
That's
of
a good
people?
question.
Or is it like
No,
new
be-
people?
Probably not.
Or like
Because
what?
remember, we went into a tent and then we
Yes.
disappeared and we came out
And then
somewhere
we came.
So if
came
we
up
go by
somewhere
them,
else, yes.
yeah. So if we go by them, we can't be like, "Oh, hey guys, it's us again," because they would not know us.
Yeah, which might be the point.
For what it's worth. And again, you all are in charge at this point. The Vishtani may not work for Strahd, but they work for Strahd. And if we can avoid the people who work for Strahd, Strahd is after my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Less contact we have with others,
Yes.
maybe the better.
We got to make sure
Just
we
more-
trust the people who see us. Because if we don't trust them, they could go to him. We don't know who works for him. I know you lot don't work for him, obviously.
At least I hope not.
I hope not. I
Sounds like we're going up the mountain.
say
then.
mountain.
I agree with the mountain.
Thatch,
Whatever the group wants.
We need to be very careful.
you don't like making decisions, do you?
Hmm?
Exactly. Okay.
We're a group of pacifists, ain't we?
Yeah.
Not entirely. Mountain.
Irina puts a hand on your shoulder. She says, ain't a word. So you shouldn't use it.
Yes, it is.
And Ismark starts pulling the cart.
In my country.
Ismark starts headed up the mountain. The forest does continue off to the right-hand side of the road, but as you start a steady course up, the muddy road turns more into a gravelly road, and you start getting into a steeper cutoff to your shoulder on the right that eventually does peak up over the forest. And at this point, this is the first time that you all can see how sort of, maybe lush is the wrong word, but this entire valley, as you start to make your way up the mountain, you can see is just covered in woods. Just woods with fog and mist creeping out of them. You can see, now that you're up here, Castle Ravenloft back behind you, sort of sitting over the village of Barovia. To the north is another set of mountains, and in between there and where you're at now, there's just a deep valley. There is a river that runs through it that is just surrounded by thick woods.
So, as we're traveling, since we have the cart and we're traveling at a moderate pace, do we need to do perception to kind of keep an eye out, or is it just passive, kind of just, since, we're not able to sneak, obviously, because we have a cart?
Sure. It's up to you. If you want to be on the lookout, you absolutely can.
Would like to be on the lookout.
Sure. You want to go ahead and do a perception check for me?
That's a natural 20.
Hey.
Yeah.
Gary, as you're sitting on the back of this cart, you can stand up and basically see everything. Except, to your left there is a steep hillside that eventually, to the south, does peak into another set of very rocky mountains that sort of get thicker the more west they go.
Yeah. Two C's?
Or like 3 Qs. THICs.
Nope, just a regular thick. As there's not a whole lot going on this mountain road. With a natural 20, you do see that it does look like this is a pretty used path. There are cart tracks that seem pretty well regularly used. There are markers, if you can say that, posts or whatever, every few hundred feet. And there are a couple places where that it gets very steep, very close to the road, and people have built a fence to sort of prevent, anyone from hurting themselves. But it looks like it's not maintained. So there are some parts where the fence exists where it looks like if you would touch it wrong, the whole thing would just collapse. So it's not really useful, but maybe it used to have been. You do see, and you're probably the only one that notices, just casual conversation going on. But you see ahead of you that there is looks like there has been a rock slide. So you might need to take it slow, but in the rock slide, you notice that there is, as you get closer, what looks like a skeletal hand and foot sort of sticking underneath some of the gravel.
Yeah.
It looks like someone may have died or whatever in this rock slide, but it looks like it happened quite a while ago. After traveling on this mountain pass for about 2 hours, you sort of get to the peak before it starts to cut back and sort of edge back down. And you notice, you see the road it starts to transition to a downgrade as you start to head back down into the valley. It sort of winds back and forth on a lazy trail, hugging the mountainside. They're pretty much the same as you've been doing, but sort of maybe not. It would be much easier to come up this way than the way that you all came up, where it was sort of a straight, very steep stretch hugging the mountain. This one sort of goes back and forth more casually. And sort of as you can see ahead of you as the road sort of gets to the base of the valley, sort of sitting on a hill, as like the last breadth of this mountain trail. There is what looks like a windmill that is slowly spinning, and it sits off a little bit from the road. But you can see that in the middle of this forest, at the base of the northern mountains, there's a very large lake. And next to that lake, there seems to be little bits of smoke coming up from a small village. And when you're at this point, Arena sees you standing up and looking at all this, and she says, "That's Velocki down there. That's where we're headed. We should get there a little after dark at this point, I imagine."
See the wall. Is it like an actual wall,
You're
or-
pretty far away. The only thing you can see that evidence of a village is the smoke coming up from chimneys. So you can't really tell.
Okay. So I can't tell if it's like a wall or if it's like a magical wall.
No.
Okay.
You all have been walking for about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours. Will you roll those dice for me again, please?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
D8 and a D12.
Mm-hmm.
16.
16.
I love how my 20s and 12s and stuff like this look very rude. That's cool.
I love that.
So cool.
As you all start to make your way down, it it seems like Ismark is struggling more with this bit than he was on the walking up, because he's trying to prevent the cart from taking off. Plus, he's been dragging this cart for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It looks like he's putting in a lot more effort. But eventually you get down to where it's transitions back into sort of a muddy dirt road. And I think Thatch has the highest passive perception.
I believe so. 15.
Yes.
Thatch and Willow.
Yeah.
You notice coming out of the woods near the windmill, that anybody can see. It wasn't hidden or anything. But coming out of the forest, sort of just beyond or down the hill from the windmill, a large flock of ravens, blackbirds, fly up out of the forest and start flying in your direction up the mountain.
I don't like it. I want to shoot him.
Well, you don't see it yet.
He sees it. Gotcha.
Well, you're a scarecrow.
That's literally racist.
What you were made to do.
Yeah, it sounds like a job and not a stereotype.
It's what you were made to do
Your
before
name-
you came to
Your
life.
name is Scarecrow.
You scare the crows. Go do your job.
But yeah, I mean, Ismark, you all don't say anything. Ismark continues.
Oh no, I'll kind of point out and say something scared them or something.
Was there, like, they said you said they're flying toward our direction?
Yeah.
Does there seem to be any movement from where they are fleeing? Since they're, like, coming up towards us.
You can try and do a perception check for me.
Murder's headed our way.
I bring you
Isn't murder
Thank you.
always?
Murder.
Judas!
Have you guys seen the barbecue sauce on my titties, Vine?
Yes!
Please. He has no idea what
We're in
I'm talking
Barovia.
Let's see.
I always say it, and everybody gives me a weird look. You guys are
17.
17. Best you can tell, it's still a ways away from you. You don't see anything specific.
Yeah.
From where they came from.
Okay. Just want to see if there was anything that
But they are coming in your direction. Like
Very-
at first it was like, oh hey, they're coming towards us, and they're still coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
they're going to Bogar.
They look like they're moving with purpose, not
Yeah, that was
Just
my
flying.
next question. Yeah.
You mean with a 19 perception? That's what you got, right?
17.
17. I mean, yeah. That's what you can easily gather that.
That they're flying with purpose towards
Yeah.
us.
No, another bitch.
Thatch.
Yep.
Murder.
Do your job.
Everyone ready up. How far away are they?
I don't trust those birds.
I mean, at this point, they're probably about 200 yards away, and you can see that it's a pretty of birds.
Are they relatively close together? Like
Yeah, they're in a what do you call it?
a murder.
block?
No.
A block?
Formation.
A flock?
Formation.
Formation.
What are those birds that do all the shapes in the sky?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're all flying together.
Yeah. There's a word for it. G knows what it is.
No, he's just assuming that.
I'm making an assumption.
I mean, they're
Starlings?
well. Those
No,
Those
those
are types of birds.
yeah,
But
those
what do you
are birds
call
that
the
do
thing?
that. Murmuration.
Yeah, they're in a
Thank
pretty
you.
thick murmuration.
Bill is the one who
Bill
wrote
got
this.
Somebody.
I've
was
never
there.
heard that word before in my life.
What about Raybird, G?
Uh,
So what I said.
but yeah, I'll touch Thatch, let him know what's going on, look backwards at me, and look at everybody, and maybe look at Ishmark, and I'll say, maybe put down the cart a moment.
He does. He puts down. He waits till there's a flatter area,
Right.
and then he stops the cart, and he's sort of
I am
moves
holding.
back to everybody.
I am holding an action until they are about 50 feet away from me.
Okay. And they continue. They do sort of descend a little bit as they get closer to you all, and they do eventually get. Did you say 50 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at 50 feet, I'm going to look at the central-ish. Like,
Sure.
I'm guessing it's just one blob.
It's
but-
like a big.
Yeah. So I'm trying to aim for the center of it. I'm going to throw an ice knife at it. Its range is 60 feet.
Sure. Okay. Well, if you're gonna openly attack this group of birds,
Yes, absolutely.
then we are going to roll for initiative.
Initiative.
Mother bitch.
I don't trust it.
For me neither, but I normally like
Everything's an ancient for Strahd.
Natural 20 on my initiative, so 23 total.
Nice.
Okay.
come on, baby.
18. Right behind you. I got a 4. 22.
25,
Starborn.
22,
No, 20
19.
23.
You're
25,
first.
23.
23, 22, 19,
19.
4.
4. All right.
It went in jail.
Ice knife
Okay.
to the group.
Now, does the ice knife have to be before the initiative starts?
Yes, you will get
So, yeah,
to throw an ice
it's
knife and then
surprise
take your turn.
Natural 20.
Nice!
Stop.
Oh,
Full damage.
okay. So it's 1d10, so 10 plus 6. So that is 16 damage to that first one. And then everything within a 5-foot radius of it
Mhm.
has to make a dexterity saving throw.
How many birds are we talking?
15.
15, that succeeds.
Okay.
Okay, nothing else happens. It only happens on a failed save.
Okay.
We thought
Uh,
about music.
So,
Yeah, it's a,
I think, yeah.
yes, you throw an ice knife, and you watch this ice knife. You throw it 50 feet. It sort of just launches from your hand, and it enters the group of birds, and they slow down for a second to sort of like readjust themselves, but then they continue coming. So you can take your turn now.
Okay.
how far away are they from?
50 feet. They have
They're
it.
still 50 feet?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold my action until they get within 30 feet, and I'm holding Thornwick.
Okay. Sure. Gary, what would you like to do to these birds that are 50 feet away from you?
I'm going to
What are you doing to them birds?
But there's
I am going to
What can you do to voids?
my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm going to, because I have nothing, I want to cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
Ooh.
What would you like to allude to?
I want, it's within 30 feet. I want to create one of the birds. And I want to send it like it's flying like away from us.
you follow that bird. Follow
I want to make sure I'm understanding what you want to say. You want to say that there's a bird with you and it away from you?
Yeah, I want to create one of their birds, put it 30 feet away like it's in front of them, and then
Okay.
like see if they will follow this bird away from us.
Yeah.
Follow the
okay.
leader.
Okay.
Following the lead.
I mean,
the leader.
you do it, and you watch. When Thatch threw his knife, you saw a couple. There were a couple of birds that sort of fell out of the group. So when you create one that just pops up in front of them and sort of just fucks off away from the mountain, you see one or two of the birds sort of break formation and like go after it, but then none of the rest of them do. So they kind of like group back up.
So a couple of them were dumb enough to fall
Yeah.
for it.
Wait, we're. Oh no.
Oh shit.
So they're like the blonde ones in the group?
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That
Good
was
try, though. Good try.
Action. So I'm just gonna get my great axe out. Just
You read.
get ready.
Okay.
Where's my-
Next is Willow. What would Willow like to do?
Willow would like to cast Emboldening Bond.
Which means
Which means, as an action, I can choose up to 2 willing creatures within 30 feet of me, creating a magical bond between them for 10 minutes. While you're bonded, once per turn, as long as you're within 30 feet of another, once per turn, you can add a d4 to an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw. So, I think I will do that for Gary and Thatch.
oh, 2 people. Okay.
Yes. Yes, it's 2.
Did you all
two
hear what she
people-
said?
Yeah.
So as long as we're within 30 feet of each other.
While any bonded creature is within 30 feet of another, once per turn, you can roll a d4, add it to your
And they're-
attack, your ability, or your saving throw.
Are they bonded with you, or are they bonded to each other? Because I feel like they're bonded to you.
I think they're bonded to me.
Yes. Okay. So you have to be within 30 feet of her.
Okay.
Of Willow.
Yeah. Hold on.
You didn't
Creating
see
a
that.
magical bond among them. So actually, it's between them. The bond is between them.
I feel like it's between all 3 of you.
Okay.
But that's not how the spell reads.
Yeah.
That's not how the ability reads.
Can I show you?
Yeah.
It seems like it's just between them. Like I create the bond between them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's between you two. You're gonna stay within 30 feet of each other.
With the power of friendship.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I can't do anything else.
Okay.
So that is my action, and I would like to just, I would just like to be among friends.
Sure.
Just making sure.
Uh,
I'll stand at the ready, I guess, in front of Ishmark and Irina.
Okay. ready. Ismark and Arena are now gonna go. They're not gonna do anything right now. Ismark pulls the dirk out from his lower back.
Yeah.
I'll say because you were standing next to him, you specifically said you were gonna hang out with him. You
Yeah.
notice that he starts to breathe a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
Like he's getting himself pumped up.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that before. And Arena is kind of looking at him as well. But she pulls out her sword as well. She doesn't know what's gonna happen. Everybody else pulled out their shit, but
Okay.
that's what they're doing. The birds are now moving in. They move. Yeah, they're 50 feet away. They can move all the way in, but you were gonna do something when they.
Thorn Whip.
What does Thorn Whip do?
Thorn whip. Natural 20 again.
What the hell?
That's my third one in a row. So it's a 25 total. Thorn Whip.
Jesus.
It's D6 worth of damage. It's only just a cantrip anyways. So 8 total damage.
Of slashing?
It's piercing, I actually think.
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes a 1d6 of piercing damage, and if the creature is large or smaller, you pull that creature 10 feet closer to me.
So you just wheel him in. But there's it's a swarm.
There's a bunch of birds.
It's a swarm, so maybe
You're
like
not-
one of them.
You can't take a single vine and grab an entire group of birds. I'll say you can get a couple. You slapped a couple of birds. A couple of birds fall out of there. How much damage do they take, by the way?
8 damage.
8 damage. All right. A couple of birds fell, and you do grab 2 of them, and there's just 2 birds in this whip that get pulled towards you. Before they're dead when they get to you. But they move in the rest of the way, and now they're on you.
Getting Alan Wake flashbacks.
What? That's exactly what I'm saying. And as this swarm of birds sort of just encompasses your space.
Okay.
They surround and they're like
Swarming us.
in you.
Okay.
No thanks.
No, thank you. Thanks, I hate it.
Thanks.
Where's
There
my flare
are
gun?
6 of you, so I'm gonna roll a d6 to see who we hit. We're gonna go around, and then 5 and 6 is gonna be Ismark and Arena.
Okay.
It is a 6, so Arena gets hit with the birds.
Okay.
And they're going to throw Garbo. Nobody gets hurt, but it's really disorienting to have this many birds in your space. Were you holding your action?
No,
Okay.
I did my action. It was the illusion of the bird. But
Got it.
only
Yeah. I remember.
some of them.
I remember now.
We just couldn't do bonus actions.
So now those birds are here. Yep. So Eris, it is your turn. What would you like to do to these birds that are swarming your space?
Well, I was gonna cast darkness, but they're on us now. But I guess I could still do that. Kind of confuse them.
Okay, if you would like to cast darkness, you absolutely
Can
can.
you read the full spell?
Yeah. That's not the right one. Magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere. For the duration, the darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness, and non-magical light cannot illuminate it. If the point you choose an object,
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You cast darkness. Your entire space, all of you, the cart, everything is just engulfed in blackness.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
And would you like to, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. Right now, I should have said this before. You're probably on like a 10-foot wide road. There's not a whole lot side to side that you all can do. You take up most of that space. So yeah, there you go. Darkness.
Up to 10 minutes.
Sure. So top of the order, Thatch, it is your turn.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do?
He's so cute. Baby.
I'm gonna try to Thorn Whip him again.
Okay.
Do I want to Thorn Whip or do I want to? Sorry, just a second. No, you know what? I'm gonna take my scythe and swing above me. I'm
Just
intentionally.
an up.
I-
It's Mark. It's going to be at disadvantage.
I knew it would be a disadvantage, but I didn't want to like do it.
Yeah, you're not gonna take a side that goes side to side and just murder 5 of your friends
Yeah.
and not be able to see any of it.
I'm intentionally going up where I know
Sure.
that they were birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
disadvantage.
So 10's below the 2, so 15 total.
Okay, you do hit.
And I'm doing it one-handed because I do have my shield up.
Okay.
So 6 total damage.
6 total damage. Okay. Sure. Anything else you want to
This
do?
music is not.
Yeah, much more dramatic when the funeral was happening.
Yeah.
Gary, Gary, it is your turn.
Sorry, hold on. Bonus action.
These are not the birds that you're hearing. The birds that you're hearing go,
Those were noises.
yeah.
For me, I'm just hearing that distorted.
It's just Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Yeah, that's my only bonus action I can't do right now because I can't see shit.
I just replayed Alan Wake.
Apologies,
but
but-
today, and so all I hear is just that distorted.
No thanks.
No,
I
thank
love
you.
that game.
I
Freak
love that
me out.
game. Freaked me out too.
Gary,
Like
you cannot see anything.
I would like rage.
You okay?
Rage.
No, I'm not gonna rage. I'm not gonna rage. I'm gonna keep that because I feel like all of those need to be able to see. Creature you can see, that you can see, as you can see.
You can't see shit.
I'll just like drop down and just wait for them to go away.
Yeah, well, you probably could have said that on your turn.
I'm gonna take
You
my
can do whatever you want.
Night Owl's prowl.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
Where was Ismark before the darkness hit?
Ismark, you were standing on the cart. Ismark was to your left, sort of standing off of the cart on the road.
Like, and I'm slightly in front of him.
I'm going to take my Night Owl's prowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go from the ground and go.
Just a swooping. Whoo. Okay.
Right on him.
Disadvantage.
So that is a 16
It's.
to hit.
Mhm.
That's 5 damage. I rolled a 1.
You you feel contact with a bird, so you know that you hit one, and it sort of falls, and you hear it thud on the cart. You want to do anything else?
That is all I can do.
Okay. Willow, what would you like to do?
Okay. Along with my mace. So, to take that out, shing that out, and just whip it above my head.
Okay. Disadvantage.
21st Taylor.
I'm clear.
Claire, I know what I'm doing. That's a 9.
Doesn't hit. You pull out your rapier and you just start swirling it above your head and just somehow just hit none of these very large
Somebody
ravens that are
hit
here.
something I can't see shit.
Anything else you want to do?
I got dark vision, but that doesn't work in
Doesn't
magical darkness.
No, it doesn't.
That is all I can do because I'm fucked out of spells.
Okay, Eris.
besides my one
I thought it
spell
was there.
slot.
I thought
Or
it was.
Oh,
that I want to save.
It's
Sure.
These two
Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. Sure. Ismark is going to take his dirt and start moving around. Misses. Irina does not like the situation. You all hear somebody just sort of thud down on the cart. It just sounds like a thud. The birds are going to go now.
Okay.
And you all can feel these birds around you. They're flapping. You can feel the wind around you. You can hear them flapping. You can hear them cawing. And all of a sudden, you all hear just all together. You can't see anything, but you hear and you can no longer feel them, and you can hear them getting farther away. It's your turn.
my turn.
What?
They're going away. Sorry, I was reading.
Yes. It sounds like they are gone, and you can't feel them around you anymore.
Okay. Can I just like? I'll just splash just like up. Make them go. I don't
Sure.
know.
Disadvantage.
Sure. 18. Yeah, 18.
Roll again.
17
Still good.
plus 5, and then 1d10.
That's the last. It's a warlock spread.
What is my d10? You just not it. This one? Yes.
It's an 8.
She told me that was a 10.
Oh, sorry. It is a 10. I'm sorry. 4. Sure. Anything else you would like to do?
No.
Okay. Top of the order. It's dark. You can't hear anything.
But you said I heard them moving in a direction.
You heard them moving off.
I'm going to head.
Has it not been 10 minutes?
No. It's been 30 seconds
Yeah.
max.
I'm going to. So I was standing facing wherever they were, so I know one side has
Yes.
a cliff beside me, and the other side obviously I don't want to
Yep.
go to the side. I'm going to go towards that side and go forward. The side that has the
Okay. I was like, no.
No.
Okay.
the side that I like where I
Right.
knew that there was
Sure.
something. I'm going to try to go that way, feel and keep
Yeah.
moving forward, and see if I can't get out of the darkness. And
Yeah, it's a 15 feet circle, so you use 20 feet of your movement and you're out of it.
Okay.
And you can see that they have moved. They're about 100 feet away from you, going back out past towards the village of Barovia, back past you.
I'll just, as my action, just scream back. We're clear.
I can't say anything.
Yes! It worked!
No longer an initiative. Is pitch black.
Sorry. Eris, I would like to see now.
Would you like to drop that, please?
The darkness goes away, and there are a smattering of dead ravens, large black birds, sort of in the cart on the ground around you. And you can all see that off in the distance, about 200 feet away, 300 feet away, they have moved. It seems like they came up, they saw you, they flew through, and they moved on. It doesn't seem like they had any ill intentions towards you. They are just
They got too close for
shitty birds.
Shitty birds.
they're just angry birds.
I want to take just a few minutes to just like pluck some feathers.
I'll say you can fill a sack. You can get like 15 feathers, large black feathers.
Irina, Ismark? You okay?
You see Irina sort of stepping off the cart. She's sort of just dusting herself off. She says, "Yes, I'm doing just fine." Ismark sits down with his back up against the side of the thing, and he says, "Maybe we just take a break here for a minute. Pulling the cart is. We've been walking for a while. It's
Water skin?
tiring." What is this?
I have a water skin.
Oh no, he whips out his own. Some of it dribbles out, and it's not water,
Yeah.
but he has a skin.
I'd like to sort of crouch and just sit in front of him.
Sure.
And look at him and look at his arm.
Okay.
But how's his arm look?
I mean, he's got a new shirt on.
Yeah.
He seems like he's fine.
Can I insight
Yeah,
him?
you
It's fine. I don't think he's fine
I thought
at all. Because I heard what I heard. That unsettled me. Um,
23.
23.
What are you trying to glean from Ismark?
So I heard him when we were in battle. Like I heard more of a from him, or
No,
he was
he's
heavy
just
breathing.
breathing.
Just breathing a little bit heavier.
But even Arenas.
I'm looking for any other signs of distress besides natural tiredness. Is he sweating? Does he look
he's-
feverish?
He's sweating.
Yes.
But it looks like he's sweating because even though it's
Because of the
cold,
exertion.
even though it's cold up on top of the mountain, he was still exerting him. Like he was pulling a cart that had people on it,
Right.
and luggage and stuff.
Right.
So he's sweating. He seems tired because of that.
Yeah.
With a 23 insight,
Is there something else bothering him?
there it doesn't seem like anything's going on in the moment,
Mhm.
but 23 insight is high.
Yeah.
He's looking at you, look at him, and he's like a little confused why you're crouched down in front of him, just staring at him. But looking at him and then thinking about what you saw.
Mhm.
When Gary rages, she does something very similar.
Okay.
When she goes into a rage, she starts breathing heavy, and you see like her muscles tense up,
Yeah.
and that's what happened to him.
Okay.
So it doesn't,
Okay.
there's nothing indicating anything wrong with him.
I'll just, in that moment, just looking at him, there's like maybe a slight squint and just going, just wondering if you were okay.
Sure. He's fine with it. He takes another swig and he stands up. He says, "Okay, we ready to go?"
Of course. How are we all doing?
How
Anybody
far
get hurt?
away are we from town now, would you say?
It's probably like 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
It seems like you still have a ways. Because that village where the smoke is rising from the chimneys is deep in the valley. And this path still winds back and forth until you get to a more stable place, and then it goes past the windmill, and then it goes down some more hills and into the woods, and it disappears. You don't know what the trail looks like in the woods.
So it goes into the woods and then out of the woods.
And home before dark?
It goes into the woods. The other two things are in them.
Would we say that I have enough time for a long rest
A long rest.
for me?
If you get into the back of a cart and
like,
do
rest right now?
and do a full sleep,
Yeah.
you don't know.
For her, it's a
It's
Meditation.
not. Yeah.
Oh, it's a 4 hour meditation.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
The cart's gonna be bumping. It might take a little longer than 4 hours to
Yeah.
get in because it's not gonna be like a restful meditation. But you can meditate. If somebody was trying to sleep, no way.
Yeah.
No way somebody
she,
could
She
sleep.
goes into a trance
Right.
more so. Yeah.
You could probably try and start doing that if you wanted to. Ismark does ask that there's probably, if you're gonna do that, that's gonna be the only person he wants in the cart.
I'm short. Remember that.
Well, then we will go at your pace, Gary.
My little legs.
Little leg.
Would you like to lead?
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
This is so
And-
the cleric can get her spells back.
And and Ismark follows Gary.
I don't know where I'm going.
Follow the trail.
The 40 thieves faster.
I'm actually gonna be up with Gary.
Okay.
Someone doesn't trust me.
After about 20 minutes, you all get to a point where the mountain path, where it sort of transitions from gravel to back to a dirt cobblestone, whatever. It goes between two large, like the mountain sort of spikes up on both sides as you all are going down. And when you get through that little small pass, you can see in front of you is a stone bridge that goes over a large crevasse before, continuing on the other side. And Ismark says, this is Ser Falls. You can see just over there the road comes up from our other choice would have been if we went down by the river. Just to the left, once we're on the bridge, you can see, honestly, one of the most beautiful sights in Barovia. The Ser Falls is a very large waterfall that descends down into the Svalek River there. So that's nice, I suppose. And as you continue to get closer to the bridge, you can see that there are it's kind of an ornate bridge. It looks like it's almost like made of white marble that has like deep veins and stuff in the stones, of like a deep, like almost blue-gray color. They're like, when you think about marble, these are thick veins. It looks like little creases and stuff, cracks. It almost looks like cracks going through the marble, but when you get closer, you can see that it's not. But on each side of this 15, 20-foot bridge are two gargoyles that are covered in cracks and moss and stuff. Much like the rest of this, even though it is more ornate than the path that you've cut that leads up to it on both sides, it looks like this isn't really taken care of, or hasn't been for a very long time. But it used to be very nice. But yeah, you get to the bridge, and you can see that it's very loud, and you can feel the cold mist coming up from this deep cavern. It probably falls 250, 300 feet from the top of it's probably about 100 yards in the distance, where this crevasse sort of comes together for the waterfall, and then it falls 300 feet down, and you can feel the mist and the cold air being forced up on this side of the bridge, so you can see where a lot of that moisture is coming from that would cause damage to come to a stone structure. But it's a safe bridge. There's nothing that gives you the indication that it's not.
Do the gargoyles give us a safe bridge feeling?
They're nice gargoyles. I mean, they look mean, but like they're made very nice.
They just look ornate.
Looks like they used to be.
I wonder how many people, just like.
And I.
Wow, that's dark even for Barovia, but as far as I know, not very many people. I don't think this is a destination or that kind of thing. I don't think.
I mean, whatever.
Just as we go into it, can I do an investigation check on the gargoyles just to make sure that as we're crossing the bridge, you're not gonna like.
You putting hands on these guys?
I'm not saying putting hands on them.
That's what an investigation is, hands-on. Perception is like eyeballing it.
You're gonna lay hands on these guys?
Do I want? I'm deciding if I want to like the never-ending story of this shit. That's my concern. Yeah, screw it. I'll do an investigation.
You're going hands-on.
Yep.
Sure.
17 total.
17. You walk up to one of these gargoyles, and as you start to look, the moss and like the lichen that's growing on these from the moisture is very thick. It's also much darker than moss that you've seen before. It's almost like a black mold that is growing on the backs of these gargoyles. As you get closer and you start to touch it, you can see that this gargoyle in particular, his left side, which is the side that faces out, part of it has completely cracked and fallen away. Like he's missing like the back side of his face and part of his jaw. But they're standing, they're sort of crouched on these large orbs, about the size of like a palantir from Lord of the Rings, that they've just got their large clawed hands and their clawed feet just resting on these orbs. It's a sphere.
But you said a size, and you really learned straight, don't you?
It's about this big.
Okay, so these aren't very big gargoyles, is what you're saying.
No, the ball that it's resting on is not. I mean, it's probably 3 feet tall, crouched down, but it's sitting on the ball that's like this.
Gotcha.
It just seems decorative now that you're up close.
Okay. Die from black mold.
Like that.
And you breathe in the fungus and you die within 24 hours.
Except they don't.
I'm allergic.
I don't
I
think
didn't take my Zyrtec today.
I need to get my Flonase.
forgot my inhaler.
I have to go back.
Dang it, we got to turn around and go back up the hill and then back
Get my
down so I can get my
inhaler.
inhaler and then we do it all over again.
Are we resting here or we continue?
Continuing. Lord.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm still sick.
And Ismark crosses the bridge. On the other side of the bridge, the road continues. Once you cross the bridge, what was sort of it was a dirt path that looks like it was just dirt that had covered cobblestone, like it used to be a nice road that was traveled. On the other side of the bridge, nice cobblestone, well taken care of, groomed. There's no mud or anything over top of the stones, so it is easier to travel on.
the windmill that we saw, where was that?
It's still up a ways. You could see it when you were up on the mountain, but this path sort of came back and is now about to curve back through. Yeah, it's full cobblestone on this side, and as you continue, you see another split in the road. And as you cross the bridge and you see the cobblestone, you notice that off to the right, the forest ended on the other side of the bridge where it sort of went down to that other path. On this side, nice cobblestone, relatively well-kept grass. The trees, the forest hasn't continued on your right-hand side. You can see that it continues a little off to your left. But as you look up to your right, you can see Castle Ravenloft sitting up on top of its crest, off in the distance to your right. Ismark and Arena do not look that way. In fact, Arena gets on the other side of the cart and sort of puts her hood up as you all make your way through here. And once you get to that split, there is a sign, a wrought iron sign that says Castle Ravenloft, and there are very intricate, ornate design for this sign.
How far past are we from the bridge?
Probably about 200-300 yards.
I'm gonna stop for just a second.
Okay.
Harry, do you really think we should be bringing that trinket with us into a protected city?
I don't know. Found it. Maybe I can bury it somewhere and then pick it up on the way out.
I was thinking slightly more permanent solution.
You want to throw it and just whoop?
What is it? But it's shiny.
It's magic. It's divination. Do you know what divination is? If not, you're a scarecrow.
You've seen me turn into a bear multiple times. I think I know what magic is.
Just saying.
I'm just... Anything with that man's face on it can't be good.
Ismark and Arena did not stop walking.
I think it could come in handy.
Have we asked them if they know what that is?
Don't look at me. I'm asleep on the cart.
You are. Have we asked them if they? Well, she keeps going with them. She's on the
Yeah, he's just see me on the back of the cart. Just
Alright, that's fine. We'll have that conversation quickly and then pitch back up.
Do you know what this is?
You catch back up with them?
Yeah.
Who are you showing it to?
Irina.
Irina. You show it to her and she says, I'm not sure. I've never seen anything like it before, but that isn't really the currency that we use in Barovia. We use gold and silver like we always have. It is interesting, but I've never seen anything like it before.
Not you.
Ismark says, looks like a coin to me.
I found it on Ingrid.
Irina says, I understand that you are wary of it, and so am I, but it's a coin. I'm not sure what is giving me an ill feeling about it, but are you concerned about anything in particular?
Well, I know that it's magic, but we're getting ready to go into a city that is protected from him. If it has anything to do with him, is it going to get us in trouble?
I have a question. Is there any writing on that, or is like that it?
That's the coin.
Okay.
Any writing on
Arena says, I have not been to Voloki since I was a child, but don't think that they're going to search us when we get there. I think if you want to keep it, if you want to hold on to it for some purpose, this is your excursion. I don't think they would try and take anything from you.
It might be a tracking device. Or like...
I don't have many answers for you, but I can tell you without a doubt that while you are here, there's a very strong possibility that Strahd will know where you are at no matter what.
Okay. You said there's a wall around this and that it is Strahd proof. Is it a magic wall or is it like a stone wall?
No, we're at listen to
Ismark hears this conversation happening. He says, from my understanding, it is a wall that they have constructed. I believe it is made of wood, even. It's been some time since I've been there, and I believe they were constructing it. I don't think they have built any kind of stone wall or anything more permanent than just a large wooden fence around the city. I don't know where they would get the resources to do anything more than that. It's not a wall like this one. And he points, and while you have been having this conversation, you see rising about the size of the trees that surround it. It looks like you're about to pass into the forest again. There is a large stone wall that stands about as tall as the trees. And you all are approaching, and there are two large gates that are opened where the road continues underneath. A very ornate stone wall that sort of looks like you're seeing the backside of it, and as you pass underneath of it, It's about 10 feet thick as you pass underneath. And when you get to the other side, you do see two large stone figures sort of built into either side of the gate that have their whatever features used to be there aren't there anymore. But it is a very it has a very strong presence for a stone wall. If you were coming up to that, you might be a little deterred to go underneath of it. And as you all sort of react to it as you see it, Ismark, sort of with like a questioning glance, says, there is an identical gate on the other side of the village of Barovia. Did you all not see this when you came through the first time?
No, we came through the forest.
We came through a tent.
Yeah.
Ah.
Sorry, a tent, then a forest.
Madame Eva's magic.
Yes.
Well, yes. So, specifically, the village of Barovia and the castle, Ravenloft, are surrounded by this wall that encircles most of the eastern side of the valley. It is very imposing, and I'm sure at one time it did keep people out, but these gates are open now. No one shuts them, no one patrols them. It's a relic of Barovia past. And Ismark sort of continues walking. Will you roll the d12 and the d8 one more time?
It's something bad. It doesn't count because she's meditating.
10.
As you all keep moving, after about 45 minutes past the wall, you can see the windmill come into focus again. And from your position now, it sits up on a hill. And you can see that it's not a cylindrical, it's an atypical windmill. It's sort of what do they call it?
Powered by 5G.
Onion domed.
Oh.
It's got like it's rounded levels on it, and the actual sails on the windmill are very long and extended, and almost touch the ground. They come to the top of what looks like a door at the bottom, and it is spinning off in the distance. It looks, as you get even closer, it looks like it is leaning to one side, off to the right. It's got like a little lilt. It is, other than the actual shape, it is very plain. If the sails weren't spinning, you could almost pass it off. It might even blend into the surroundings. And the road that you're on, which has transitioned back from cobblestone to a more dirt-covered cobblestone, like they're still there, but it's more dirty. It seems like the area around Castle Ravenloft was well kept. Nowhere else. But the road turns away from the hill that the windmill sits on and sort of curves back down and continues down further into the valley.
Do we want to check out the window?
Sure, I'm up for a side quest.
Probably wouldn't touch. He's asleep.
Yeah, she's asleep still.
It's been
1 week since you
Look
looked
at
at me.
It's definitely
It's been about 2 hours. You're about halfway through your meditation, and honestly, it hasn't been that bad. So you haven't really been disturbed. It's empty. But Ismark hears you all sort of discussing, and he gets to that split. He sort of slows down and he looks back at everybody.
You know what this windmill is?
Not particularly. It's a windmill.
I don't
I've
know.
never been up. I've never been up there.
go look at it.
With how far it's sitting off the road, how much time would it add to our trek?
Oh, it's not. I mean, you can make out details of it. It's probably maybe less than a 10-minute walk up to the windmill.
We got those tarot cards at the very beginning, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I got
Old mountains by Massachusetts, powerless, mountains. Nothing about nothing about windmill.
Well,
Onions have layers. Domes have layers. That's funny.
Let's talk about the tower.
I have thought. Is that
And
the?
a
Oh, that's the power on the wall. I was thinking of.
I didn't see how long we've been going. While they decide what they want to do about this little split in the road, possible side quest, we're gonna go on a short break, small break. We might pop back in a little bit early. I think it's 10 minutes we have it set for. We went longer than I thought, and I have an end goal. We're gonna get there. But yeah, we're gonna take a short break, go to the bathroom. Bio break, folks. I gotta fill up my wine bottle again.
Drink your water, take your meds, eat
Here we go.
something.
We'll see you back soon.
Goldfish. Go.
Hey, fam. We're back. We're jumping in. I still don't think they decided what they're gonna do.
We did.
We are at a crossroads. Willow,
You have to-
pranced on a cart.
Crossroads.
We have a windmill up on a hill. It is 5 p.m.
Ish.
I say we just
It
hit
is
it on the way back.
concerning to me how on the same page Taylor and I am tonight.
Sure. Ismark has come to a full stop now and sort of set the cart down, and he's taking another big old swig out of his little
Water skin.
water skin.
I say we hit it on the way back so we can get Irina somewhere safe first.
What's your vote?
I think we should hit it on the way back. I mean, we've got someone who's meditating right
Two
now.
out of three, doesn't matter what my vote is. So
Your intention to go back to the village of Barovia.
Yes.
map-wise, would we have to pass the windmill again to get to the castle Ravenloft? We came back
Yes.
this way.
We were just going to drop them off and then we go back. I thought that
I think
was
we should find out what this town can tell us about the situation that we're in. Possibly even look to see
Well, yeah.
if we can't get some supplies and things.
Well, yeah, people. I thought we were dropping them off, getting people supplies, information, and then getting out of there. I thought that was the plan. Anyway, going into
I mean, that could be the plan, but chances are, I'm guessing that plan will not survive.
well, probably not.
I feel like something will happen among it
Well,
somehow.
yeah. But eventually we will
Possibly
go
give
out,
you that idea.
D&D.
and eventually we will have to get out of here somehow.
Well, let's
Go back
do
to
one
the
right now. We'll hit him with that.
village. Okay, success. On the same page. Let's go.
Oh God!
We're gonna throw up, by the way.
I don't know. I don't know what
God,
happened.
everybody. Dead.
We killed him.
Fuck.
He choked.
As
We poisoned him.
Ismark does a little stretch, and then he he picks the cart back up and he starts walking with Willow completely unawares to the entire situation. Arena sort of walks to where that crossroads starts to head up the hill to the windmill, and she bends down and she picks up what looks like a little bundle, and she opens it up and she says, "Huh." She said, "I found some." That is Ismark's voice. Arena says, "I think I found something here. It looks like a pie that was wrapped up in a bundle. Is this interesting to anyone?"
I don't trust it.
Pie's a lie.
Poison. It could be rotten. It could be
Cake
a
of a lie.
trick, a cake of a lie. It could be a trick to get us to stop, and then we get ambushed. Come on, people! You don't trust things just on the street.
Can I see it?
Yeah, she brings it over to you and she takes it out and she goes, and she looks down, and underneath the pie, she hands you the pie, and underneath she sort of just drops the bundle.
I told you.
It's a baby.
And there were
It's a hand.
there is it's just a small animal skull was in the bundle with the pie, but she hands you the pie.
What
It's in like a little tin.
What Animal eye and then animal skull.
Huh?
This is some
Animal
witchy shit.
There's a skull. Looks like a little mammal skull.
Mammal.
What does the little pouch look like?
Oh, it's just a wrapping, like a cloth wrapping.
We don't trust things we find on the road.
The pie is about this big. It looks well made. It's not like warm or anything. It's not cold.
Okay.
You put your finger in it. When you pull your finger out, it is it's more of like a pot pie or like a meat pie. It's not like a sweet pie.
Fuck off, Mrs. Lovitz.
It smells good. Sure. There's like a spice. It's like a it's like a spiced gravy taste. Yeah, it's like a spiced gravy taste. But I mean, it tastes good.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm gonna walk over to the animal stall and finish a drop. I'm just gonna pick up the thing that it came in
Mm-hmm.
and just
Pocket it.
dump it in me.
Yeah. You have a piece of cloth.
Yeah, I just want the cloth. I don't want the skull.
I mean, it's probably like a 2x2 square. It was wrapped up. It's not. Doesn't seem clean. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, you took it.
Can I pick up the skull?
Yeah.
There's nothing with the skull.
Yeah.
Do
Skull,
we
not
see
that big.
any
It's got sharp teeth on it.
Like a little I see it.
Is it a rat?
No, it'd
Bigger
be
than a rat.
bigger than.
Is it
Do you want to do a nature check?
Yeah, let's do a nature check.
Roll them dice.
Roll them dice. +3. Ooh, who am I using this piece of? You're not doing good to me. 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. It's hard to determine. It's larger than a rat. It could be anything. It could be a cat. It could be a raccoon. It could be a fox. It could be. I mean, there's several things.
That's what I was thinking.
There's several things that it could be. But it's not like it's a medium-sized critter.
I'm just. Why would you put a pie in the creature's skull?
Why would you eat a pie you find?
Why would you eat a pie you find on the
You're
road?
the one that told me to poke it.
Well, I
No.
didn't tell you to eat it.
It wasn't on you.
Mark is just sort of like smiling and giggling to himself.
Or nothing if not funny.
Are there any footprints?
You want to look?
Yeah.
Do a survival check.
Cool. Can I keep the skull?
You can write small mammal skull in your inventory.
Okay.
A mammal skull.
Smammal.
Schmammal. That's a 14. I could not read that number for a second.
Yeah, it's 14.
14.
This path looks like it's well used, just like the mountain path. Looks like there's cart tracks. There's, hoof horses or donkeys or something. There is less traffic that goes up towards the windmill, but there are cart and footprints that go that direction. 14, yeah, I mean...
Maybe there's somebody out there and we just took somebody's food.
Give it back to them.
Put the hole poked in it.
Sit and make it look like there's not a hole in it.
I use mending on the pie.
Waste a spell slot.
Why would you
It's a
do
cantrip.
that?
Oh, it's cantrip.
I don't think mending looks like that.
On food?
Oh, let's
Yeah, I mean,
Let's read.
like,
mending. The spell repairs a single break, tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, torn cloak, a leaking wineskin. As long as the break, tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of its former damage.
I am gonna be a stickler here. I don't think that it's an inanimate usable object. I think it's an organic material. I don't think mending works for this.
Why would you?
If it was like-
oh, we just found it like this. Sorry.
If it was like the wrapping that got fucked up on the bottom, or like the cloth or something, I'd say yeah, but I don't think that mending works on food. I think if it did, then you could just have like a whole chicken and take a bite out of it and then mend. I think it breaks that way.
That would be a smart idea, though.
Okay. I mean, it's literally a cantrip, so I don't really care.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Is there a note or anything?
Is there a note on the bottom of the pie?
No.
Is there a note?
Is there a maker's mark?
well, I guess
I mean,
we're going up to.
If you're looking at it, on the top of the crust there is like how you would fork a crust.
Yes.
It looks like there was like a specific way that it was forked to look like little bird feet.
Aw, that's so cute, actually. Wait. I say just put it in the back of the cart and let's go.
Well, now I think that we should go up to the thing. I'm changing my vote.
Arena says, I'm also a little interested now as to why there was just a pie.
Alright, fuck it, we're going to the windmill.
Fuck it, we ball.
I first.
See, that's how you're approaching.
Hello.
Ismark rolls his eyes and sort of does like a lark. He had started.
he was going.
He does like a wide arc to turn back around and starts following you up the little dirt path up to the hill of the windmill here. You approaching pie first?
Pie first. With one finger.
We found it this way.
I found it this way.
Remind your fingers like dripping with.
No, I am my own.
As you get closer to the windmill, there is a wooden porch that sort of encircles the windmill, leading up to a nice rounded doorway that has a small little window in it, and you can see on the inside. That sort of leads into the interior. The door's closed. Just above the door, there's a little corbel, and on top of the corbel there is a raven. And as it sees you all coming up, it starts to hop around and it squawks at you, going, "Oh! Oh!"
Oh, you don't think it's with the ravens that we met earlier, do you?
Choose a different mouth position when you're doing that.
Nope, I can't. That's how the sound comes out.
Do your job.
He sort of hops up to the edge of the corbel and he looks down at you, sort of with the pie out. He goes,
Hello, Angel.
Hello.
he fluffs up and goes.
Hello,
Are you
little
trying to
birdie.
scare us off?
He sort of hovers down to the side and he like hops over to where you are. And he nips at your toe.
Hello. Not mean friend.
And then he looks at the rest of you coming up and he sees you go.
Well, you are. See, do your job, and we will be good.
I go up to the door and I knock on it. And the skull, and we thought that maybe it might be yours. I totally found it this way.
From the inside,
Totally.
from the inside, you hear a plate shatter.
Hello?
Startled.
Did I scare you?
Just 1 minute.
Oh,
yes,
no.
this voice. Gary,
Just so-
I get back
just so-
up a little bit.
just so
Gary,
Derek knows.
come here.
What's going on?
She's just in the cart.
I am in
Well,
the
wait,
cart.
what we need?
I
Okay.
am in the cart, slowly turning yellow.
Oh, that's fun.
She's yellow. Gary, back up.
I don't know why. You hear from the other side of the door. She says, "Hello, who is it?"
I found the pie and the skull. Is it yours?
Where did you find these things?
They were down on the road.
Damn. And you came to return it?
Yes.
Did you eat the pie?
No.
Why not?
Because I didn't know what it was.
She kicks open the door. She says,
Punk.
do you not think that my pie seems enticing?"
No, it looks very good. I usually don't eat the pie that you find on the side of the road.
Plus, somebody already stuck their finger in it when you
It-
found
Yeah,
it.
when you found it.
No, it was not warm. I like my pies warm.
The woman that is standing in front of you stands a very old woman, very scraggly, just fully white hair that is in a disgustingly messy bun on top of her head that is as big as her head.
Oh yeah.
She has a very long protruding nose. She's missing several teeth. And she's in like a ragged nightdress. And
So
she's
from
got
Logan County.
she's got she's got like a shawl on top, and she says, "Well, there's quite a few of you here." And she sort of pulls her shawl over.
You didn't mean to intrude or anything. I just wanted to see if it was yours, and if it was, to return it to you, and if you gave it to someone that maybe lost it, maybe we can find them and give it back to them.
It is my pie. Can I ask you a question? Are you a child?
I am a grown woman. Thank you very much.
Of the smaller person persuasion, of course. No more halfling or...
I'm a gnome.
Yes, sure, of course. The ears and the nose, of course. Yes, and the rest of you are all grown. What in the fuck? Is this your scarecrow?
He's not mine. No, I found him like that.
No.
Sometimes he doesn't do his. He also turns into a bear. And a horse.
Haven't done that yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay, just a bear. It's a party trick. You want to see it?
New ones here to Barovia. Were you made here? And she sort of steps down off the porch and she gets really close to Thatch and she starts looking. She says, "No, not from here." And she picks a piece of loose straw out of the back of like your arm. She goes, "Nope, not from Barovia. How interesting. Oh, and you two are from Barovia. Yes. Now, we eating this pie?"
No, I'm not.
What is your name?
My My name?
Your name.
You're asking me my name? Am I reading like my name? My name, for the inquisitive mind, is Morgantha.
Morgantha.
Yes, it's Morgantha. Are you gonna eat that pie, sweetie?
Do you want me to eat the pie? Or do you want to eat the pie?
I baked it. I eat them all the time.
What is the significance of the birdie feet around it?
I am a skilled baker. I put my mark on it.
Did you leave the skull with her?
Birdie feet. Also, why the skull? That is an excellent question.
Why did you leave a skull with her?
This was wrapped in some cloth.
Yes.
There was a skull underneath of the pie. When we picked it up, why was there a skull?
It's a maker's mark. When I deliver pies, there's a gift.
What
Some people package things with stickers. Some people package them
But
with
why a
tape.
skull? Did you what animal was it? Did you bake the animal in the pie?
Of course not.
What is the pie made of?
It's a meat pie.
What kind of meat?
Delicious, sourced meat.
What kind of meat?
It's well sourced. It's well.
What species? What species is the meat?
This is a baker's secret. Don't worry about
I don't
Is
care
it a
about
person?
bigger secrets.
it. Is it a person? Of course it's not a person.
Question the question. Yes, it's a person.
What kind of monster bakes a pie with people?
An old lady in a windmill.
Excuse you, old lady? And she,
old lady.
she backs into her house and she slams the door. Get the porch.
Throw the pie at the door.
Our porch?
Y'all fucked up. Throw the pie.
I open the door.
You open the door.
I'm not done knocking here.
She throws a plate. And it crashes on the wall right next to you.
I'm sorry if we offended you.
You just break into people's homes?
You didn't finish answering.
You're asking very rude questions.
I'm sorry that my friend here called you old.
Apologies.
Oh, yes, I say I'm sorry for my friend calling you old.
Do you,
For accusations that I bake people pies?
do you want me to call you a young lady? I'm a young lady.
I would like you to be a bit more polite when talking to strangers.
Stranger danger!
Stranger danger.
No, you. You're getting hostile with me, so I'm getting hostile. You sit down and answer our questions.
She takes a really long nail. She points at you. She says, "You, I gifted you a pie.
I don't trust
You come to me and you ask if it's people pie."
I asked what animal the skull was and why you leave skulls. That is untrustworthy. I don't like
So
skulls.
you did not gift it to us. We found it on the side of the road.
You,
Heretics!
you are a coward.
She reaches for the door and she tries to close it. She tries to push you out and close it.
No.
This is my home. What if I came to your home and just barged in?
What home? How are you going to get out of here to get to our home, huh?
I live in a
I'd like to see you do that.
Of course you do, you filthy bitch.
It seems that we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Yes, we have.
The wrong bird foot. The wrong old lady foot.
Fucking old lady again. You're a goddamn monster.
I am not a monster. I am an ex-Eris. Excuse me.
And I am the queen of Barovia.
There is no Queen of Barovia.
How the fuck do you know? You've been here all of what? A day?
Because I know the Burgomaster's son, bitch.
Which Burgomaster is that?
Barovia.
Oh, the village of Barovia?
Yes.
Olyan?
The late Colion.
He's dead.
Olyan is dead?
We just buried him this morning.
Olyan is dead?
She's dead. How many times do I have to tell you?
Hasn't been 4 hours yet.
I'm gonna step out of the way so that way she can see his son and daughter behind us.
She says, I know you now. But Kolyan's children don't look like siblings, children, but you kind of look like Kolyan's late wife. Of course, what are your names? Ismar, the would-be Burgomaster. Congratulations on your new post.
I'm not gonna have the conversation with Mark.
Ismark and Arena are quiet.
Yeah.
Ah, don't be quiet now, it's Mark. Talk to her.
A lady whose like hair is just turning yellow.
I have work to do.
What kind of work? What do you do here?
I bake pies.
You make a living on the
Why?
baking pie.
Yeah, especially you just leave them on the side of the road.
Yes, you don't get a profit that way.
I
Come on, you
take
need to
my
do
cart
something.
of pies to the villages and
so
sell
you
my
sell off the
pies.
cart, is what you're saying.
I guess so.
Well, you
I
could
can leave it down there.
Earlier you said you did it.
What?
Not if it fell.
Semantics. How dare you mock an old woman? How dare you?
You put yourself in all the woman just did. What is the difference when I'm doing it?
You just fucking wait. You wait for me.
These were still making a nap.
Mark an old lady.
This is amazing.
This is what happens when the peace killer doesn't sleep.
You'll think twice about taking another short rest, won't you? It's literally being in charge.
We did let the little angry gnome go first.
And then the one with trust issues right on behind her.
You give me just a second. You hold on.
Y'all are gonna die.
Never nap again.
Never nap again, apparently.
Nope.
This is where I calmly change
I'm losing my
spell
momentum.
slots to calm emotions.
You see this woman. She takes a finger and she points it. She almost gets it right to your nose.
Oh god, she's a fucking witch.
God, I'm about to get my ass handed to
She's
me.
a hag.
I think she's a hag.
Yeah, she's a hag. She's a fucking hag. She's gonna curse
Okay,
you.
wait a second. I thought you were biting into the
What's your AC?
coin.
Well,
All right.
Oh god.
I need you to.
Oh god.
responsible one.
You feel like you watch as her fingernail lights up a little bit, and then you feel a chill go through you. She says, "You get off my porch right now."
Morganta?
Yes.
Well, we've really gotten off on the wrong foot, and I was really curious about your windmill. It's very cool. It's shaped very neatly, and I really just want to know what kind of meat it is. And you jumped around the question, and it sounded like it could be people, but if it's not people, then what is it?
I see how your tone changed. Don't think I don't see how you're trying to butter me up now.
No, I was trying to beforehand. I can't help it that Eris keeps jumping in.
You both started yelling and then he mocked me. He mocked me.
I started yelling because you started yelling and then you cursed me.
I
What was that like?
I thought it was funny that you said that it fell off the cart when you said that you gifted it to us.
Is
It was
destiny not a
funny.
gift? Is today not a gift? You
No.
woke up, didn't
Okay,
you?
okay.
Yeah, can I hand her a silver piece
What the fuck is this?
to pay for the pot?
You carry around change? You don't need to pay. She flicks it back. You don't have to pay me for a gift.
We accept your gift.
You gonna eat the pie?
I want to know what's in the pie.
It's a meat pie. It's several different kinds of meat.
What kind of meat?
Chicken,
Haven't seen any chicken.
pork.
That doesn't.
don't-
You don't seem very confident about your choices of meat in the
Well, there's not a whole lot of meats. You have to go and find them.
Wait, oh, I have questions.
Yeah.
Is it crow meat?
I'm gonna pull this door shut.
Oh, no, Eris. I have another question.
Okay.
There was a raven out here.
Oh,
You don't like the ravens.
no, he's so loud. He just caws on the roof.
I got rid of him. Temporarily, at least.
Scared him away. He did his job.
Of course, he did his job. That's funny. Scarecrow Raven.
Okay. Would you mind giving us a tour of the windmill?
I will stay with Willow.
Well,
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage,
I'm
you
good
yelled at her.
I'm good at persuasion and intimidation. I'm just gonna.
I'm also very good at
I'm proficient in
manipulation.
those two. I'm proficient in those two. I'm just letting you know.
Gary is the one that was talking and asked a question.
No, but I'm just saying.
A disadvantage
Yes.
went from a 19 to a 3.
So 6.
she says, "Not today."
What if I got rid of the crow permanently for you? Would that change your mind and allow my gnomish friend here to view the windmill?
What would you do?
Get rid of the crow permanently. As a matter of fact, I would give you the carcass to use in your pot. More meat, more pies.
One carcass, one gnome, in the windmill.
I'd be remiss if
It's
I
perfect.
didn't get to join her on the tour. I would also like to see the view from the top.
There are no windows at the top. You can't see anything.
Do you want to take the tour yourself, Gary?
There is two.
That's not what do, but
That's not
Gary does. I'm fine with that.
Very good. How long will it take for you to get the corpse?
I scared it off, but those things don't usually go too far away, so
I feel like if you just stand there like this, they'll come and like land on your shoulder. Lady, I swear,
Don't you test me.
I am talking to my companion. Do not test me.
I'm going to perch myself in the doorway so the door cannot close. I'm going to sit there still to where that whole false life thing takes over, where it looks like I'm. Unless they have a way to perceive
All right.
magic.
In the doorway of the windmill?
Yes, I don't want Gary to head upstairs and the door to close.
Okay. Gary's in the doorway. Morgantha is standing in the doorway.
Gotcha. I thought they were going to go.
No, she's not doing anything
wants
until you bring that
She wants
corpse.
the corpse first.
You guys play nice. I will be right.
Listen, I want to know what you did to me.
So we killed a raven. He was very cute.
Oh my god.
More of them.
That's what I have to work with the book. So this is nice.
I'm gonna go out and hunt for a raven. Not necessarily that raven, just a raven in general.
Okay, make a survival check. She makes casual talk with you, unless you have something specific you want to ask.
Good survival.
Yes.
That is a 12.
A 12? How far? How far are you wandering off by yourself?
I was gonna kind of do like a once around the windmill.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how big the building is, but
It
I would not get outside of earshot.
it's about 30 feet front to back.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not a huge thing. I mean, like it's a tall building, but it's not
So like
thick.
I would
It's not girthy.
Probably
it's not a
go,
girthy
like-
windmill.
I'd probably go like 60 feet away. But
Uh,
I want to be within. If anyone yells, I want to be within earshot.
Sure.
That's
A 12 you rolled on survival. It's probably 80, 90 feet before you get to like a tree line
Mhm.
where the hill goes off the edge. You don't. You don't see any birds in your once around. She's standing there just kind of awkward.
Just kind of be like, so, how's today going?
if I don't see anything on my first ones around, I'm gonna stop in real quick and just duck my head in like, you have any crumbs?
Oh, so you can't do it on your own. You need more from me?
I will pay you for the crumbs.
Oh, really? Crumbs are worth quite a bit.
What is your price?
Please.
Seems a hefty price for crumbs when you wouldn't even take a silver piece for your pie.
It's a gift.
Well,
You're right. The pie was a gift. I reach over to the pie and I take just a part of the crust and take it with me. And crumble it
Period.
up. It was a gift. You don't pay for gifts.
We can
And I
do
walk
what,
out.
We can do what we want with our baby.
How far
That
away?
she was gonna eat it.
How far away is the
The cart.
cart?
Probably about 15 feet back.
15 feet. Okay, 15 feet back. I'm going to cast minor illusion, and a call's going to come from the cart. Raven noise from the cart.
There's no real cart. We didn't pick up any of the carcasses.
They fell into the cart.
Oh.
Also,
We-
you
we
took
got-
two
we got-
of them.
We got.
No, I took feathers. I just took feathers.
Oh.
we cleaned the cart.
We didn't clean the cart.
We
did
didn't
not clean
Uh,
clean the cart.
She says,
You got tricksy little fingers there.
My name is Eris.
Mm-hmm. Sure it is.
Am I like dying slowly?
While they're having a while she's focused on her, I'm going to thorn whip into the air near the cart, just so that there's just that sudden.
okay. She goes,
Jesus.
And then I'll walk
she
over.
doesn't say Jesus.
Then I'm gonna walk over to the cart and find one of the crows that we had just done. Maybe just off a little bit ago.
Okay.
And grab one of them and bring it to her.
Okay.
One crow, as promised. What?
Raven.
Raven.
Raven crow, they're literally
Well,
in the same family.
This is a crow. Yes, we didn't specify.
She takes it by the feet. She says,
By all means, come in for your tour.
And I'm Boozy on it.
and she closes the door
Nope.
behind
Yeah,
her.
I stand in the doorway.
She,
This is my home. You're gonna let the heat out.
I will block the doorway and won't let the heat out. I'm insulated. I'm not letting my friend wander around your home unescorted.
Do you not trust me?
Frankly, no, I don't. But you don't trust us either.
Yes, because you came up to me.
Well, then there's a
We
mutual
came up to you
distrust.
high first.
If you have no reason to not want us to protect ourselves, then you should have no issue with me standing in the doorway while you take my friend upstairs.
Like your word games. I'm an obstinate woman.
Capston's more like.
That's very funny. I have 2 daughters. What do you have? Apparently, lustful behavior. You're basically naked. You've got like 20% coverage on that ass.
Roasted!
That is a joke for one person in the chat. That is a joke for one person. DK, I hope that you're out there.
The less clothes, the less. Yeah, I'm done talking to you.
Me too.
You take care of my best friend, not best friend. You take care of my
Aww.
girlfriend.
He already got the friend.
Very well.
She will rage on you. I will go back to the cart and I will go back onto the cart and then sit with her. As long as you're good standing there by yourself.
She puts her hand on your upper back. She says,
This is my kitchen.
It's very nice.
It is very nice.
Oh, I have anxiety. So much anxiety.
My anxiety's just shut up.
Chaos Gremlin.
there is
It's little time.
There is-
Do the kitchen.
there's a large stove on the far side that has
I did ask if she was a little girl.
a large hood up there. There are pots and pans sort of strewn everywhere. There's a large table that has potatoes and like a little grease pan and some different vegetables and some knives and stuff on the table. Off in the corner, there's a 2-tier cart. There is a chest in the corner. There's a couple baskets stacked up, and there's a staircase that sort of curves up the side of the thing that goes to a higher level.
This is very nice. Do you cook a lot of pies at one time? Is that why your oven is so big?
Oh yes, I like to cook many pies at once.
The ground floor here, a lot of this stuff doesn't match. The pots and pans are different. The tables are different. Like it just looks like strewn together kitchen. There's a sweet smell coming from a pot that's boiling on top of the stove, and it sort of just fills the whole space. It was chilly and misty outside, it hadn't rained since you all left the village, but it's very warm and almost homey in here. It's the longer you stand in here, though, it is almost uncomfortably warm. Like there's no windows, like there's nowhere for the heat to go. It's just all in here. But yeah, I mean it's pretty much just a kitchen.
Do you like the heat?
Oh, after some time, it doesn't bother you. I've been making pies for many, many years.
Where are your 2 daughters?
Certain they're upstairs somewhere.
This is a very homey area. It's very eclectic. I like it.
Would you like to eat your pie?
I would like to see the rest of the windmill.
Okay. We're gonna go upstairs now.
She's telling that too.
She said she didn't say we live here.
She said her 2 daughters were upstairs.
Before you all walk upstairs, she walks over. She sort of just waddles over to the oven and she opens it up and she sticks a finger in there and she comes out.
Yeah, I still need some time.
And she closes it and she starts to hobble her way up the stairs.
I look at Thatch.
As they disappear upstairs, I'm gonna quietly sneak my way inside the house, leaving the door open, but actually being much closer to the stairwell.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Sure.
The cleric's still asleep.
I mean, Eris, were you going to get her?
Was I thought
No.
are you wanting to finish your?
Well, I do.
You
Yes.
want to? Yes. Okay. Well, you
To
can.
go.
Finish,
To
you can
be
finish that. I
upset.
was just gonna.
17.
You're just seeing my hair basically turning yellow and different flowers.
I was
popping
trying to get away from Miss Thing because I don't know what she did to me.
I don't know how
17?
close I am to
Okay.
how many hours I have slept.
And then
If he is-
then I just stop moving.
If he's successful, I will start to get up closer. I see him walk in. I'll start to get closer
Okay.
to the house.
She,
Because you're fine. I mean, you got Irene in.
Mark and I are
You got Irene in his
I
mind.
mean, okay, so you're still outside.
Yeah.
Ismark does walk closer now.
Okay.
As Thatch disappears inside and you move up to the door, Ismark is going to move closer and Arena gets up on the cart and sits. But not that you know, but...
I'm just thinly breathing, my hair slowly turning yellow, and different flowers going.
Yeah, you got flowers blooming, and I'm stressing because I think I just got cursed.
And freckles becoming more pronounced.
go roll a Constitution check. Constitution saving throw.
So sick.
You go to the second floor, and on the second floor, there is. Oh, on the second floor, there are. It's lit up in here. There are 2 lanterns on either side of the wall, and there is a large stone circle right in the middle of the room. Protruding up through the center of the room is a large pole that is spinning, and there are gears and stuff that lead to the grindstone. It looks like this is where the actual windmill does its milling and its actual service, its activity. It's moving on its own. There is like a fine powder, like a flour, on the mill that's being just ground. And that's about it. There's a couple trays, some more pots and trays and stuff packed up in here, and a small wooden cabinet, like a what's the word? Store food at.
Pantry
cabinet.
She says, "Here is your meal."
This is very cool too. But I thought you said your daughters were here.
Sure, they're in their room.
It's very neat. I start to head up the stairs to the next floor.
She says, "Okay, we're coming up the stairs now."
You make your way to the next floor.
I hear her say that.
To the next floor.
All right, go ahead and roll another stealth check.
16.
You going up to the mill floor?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like right at the top of the steps of the mill floor, like right to where like the mill floor. I'm just gonna crest.
Yeah.
Right.
When you see the top, you see Morgantha, her cankles just crest the stairs.
Do you have a thing against cankles?
Huh?
Do you have a thing against cankles?
I'm saying that hers are like weird.
Okay.
You get to the next floor and there is 2 more lanterns, and there is a large, probably like a king-sized bed. There is a woman sitting on the bed reading a book, and then there is another woman standing in front of a stack of several large cages, sort of just poking into one of the cages. And then there's like a pile of cloth over in the corner. There's 2 lanterns, and then there's a pole that runs through the center that's just spinning. Looks like there's some papers and stuff sort of nailed to that center post as it goes around. And on the other side of the room, there's a ladder that looks like it goes up to the next level.
This place just never ends. There's a whole other level on top of this one? Up the ladder?
It's just storage. The old furniture, broken shit. There's an old oven up there. Yeah.
Hello, my name. Hello, I don't want to tell you my name yet, but hello.
As you all start talking, the two women, they sort of turn around. These are women. They look like they're in their early 20s. They are in clothes that are a little bit nicer than Morgantha's, just because they are a bit more colorful, but they're just as ragged. Their hair is, one of them is a redhead, the other one is almost is raven-haired, like pitch black hair. They are not the most attractive two young women that you've ever seen. They both have elongated noses like their mother. Their teeth are not much better than hers are. They don't look super clean. They look like they have long nails like their mother does. And the one that's reading the book closes the book, and she sort of stands up and she comes towards you. She says,
Look at you. Are you a child?
What is it with you all into thinking that I'm a child? No, I'm a grown woman.
Like a gnome. I love your hair.
Thank you, I love your hair.
"Oh, thank you." This is the ginger. She says,
Mother, where did you find her?
Morgantha says,
Her friends walked up to the windmill. They wanted a tour.
We found the pie, and then I wanted the tour.
They found a pie. I apparently dropped one when I came back from the village yesterday.
What's your name?
Yeah. Hold on just a second. Do you remember? My name is Bella.
my sister's name, and she stamps her foot on the ground, and the other one turns around and looks at you real fast. She says,
I'm Ophalia.
Ophalia?
"Yes."
What's your name?
My name is Galdira Amelia Rosixis Yolis Tinkerboot. But you can call me Gary if you want.
Who gave you such a long name?
My parents, obviously.
Called Ophalia. The name. It's disgusting, isn't it? Like Ophalia?
I've never heard Ophalia. I've heard Ophelia, but I've never heard Ophalia.
Maybe if my name is Ophelia, somebody would.
She scoffs at her sister.
Okay, what's poking over there?
We found these
What did you find?
little animals.
Are you being nice to the little animals?
We're feeding them.
Well, that's good. Can I see them?
No.
You'd be such a teenage girl. Such a good
Why
teenage
not?
girl.
I don't know who you are.
I told you my name is Gary.
I told you my name, but you don't know fucking me.
And Morgantha, she snaps her finger. She says,
Don't you curse in this house?
I feel like there's some very weird family tension here. I just really want to see the little creature.
Morgantha, she puts her long nails on your shoulder. She says,
I don't think you need to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the little creature.
she holds you.
No, I'm strong. I break.
Throw her over your shoulder.
I don't break her. I break out of the grip.
Go ahead and make
Strong breaker.
let's call it athletics.
Use her weight against her. Just... It's giving Jack Black in Jumanji.
That's 18 plus 5 is 23.
Yeah, you break away.
Oh.
was thinking of like the older Jumanji with Robin Williams. So I was about to correct you, and then I went, wait.
You know when Jack Black's like
You
playing the
break
teenage
away.
girl.
Stop it. You break away from her and you walk over. I'm gonna go ahead and set this out. You walk over to the stacked cages, and Ophalia sort of stands in front of them. Yes, those are the cages there.
Excuse me, please. I would like to see the creatures that you're poking.
Just under the feet.
No.
Just
Thank you, do.
Look around.
Interesting. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of check. Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Kitty cat.
6.
A 6? You can't see anything.
I.
Ophalia's blocking the whole way.
What kind of outfit does she have on?
I mean, it's like, what do you like? What are those like puffy pants that women used to wear under like skirts? Pantaloons, like pantaloons.
Yeah.
She's got like puffy pantaloons on underneath the skirt that doesn't cover them all up.
Can I walk between her legs?
You can try and make an opposed. You can try like a. I don't know. I guess maybe like an acrobatics, and she's gonna roll an opposition check.
Okay.
What did you get?
12.
He also rolled a 12. You. It's not swift what you do, but you sort of just push one of her knees out of the way and it gives way, and you get past. What's your passive perception? Is 10. I guess that's good enough. You see, just for a split second, you see a small pale hand on one of the bars that just sort of reaches you for a second before you feel a large hand on the back of your head that pulls you up and lifts you up. And you look up to see that the forms of these three women are changing. And as you look on, you're now standing in a room with three women larger than you saw before you jumped in there.
Three fucking hags.
And that's where we're going to call tonight. As Gary is a floor above at least her first friend, alone in a room with three night hags.
Freaking knew it.
Shout out 1985 for the hag
Save
bits.
those kids, though.
And
Gertrude?
and these maps for the old boat grinder here.
Gertrude?
Maybe.
Oh yeah!
Jesus.
Somebody wake the cleric.
All right. That was chapter 4 of BGH's Curse of Strahd campaign. In 2 weeks, we will be back with chapter 5. And we hope that we'll see you all there. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the raids, the follows, the subs, all that stuff. We really appreciate it. Wednesday, Megan and Steven and myself will be here. We're playing a brand new game coming to Kickstarter tomorrow. It's called Dragons vs. Unicorns. If you've ever played something like
Bears versus Babies.
Bears versus Babies, it's similar but different. It's not very expensive on Kickstarter. You can go check it out tomorrow, but don't buy the game until you get our link. Okay? We will see you all. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank
Love you guys.
you.
Bye, guys.
Moisturize.
Love each other. What happened to peas?
Drink water, take your meds.